Yes, I information. Well, to the spoon. Yes, I spoon, spoon television. Yes, I spoon radio station.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, standing with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. God is on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just do to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just do to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, tune to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, tune to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just tune to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, tune to spoon. Yeah, tune to spoon. Yeah, tune to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, tune to spoon. Yeah, tune to spoon. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, tune to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, tune to spoon. Yeah, tune to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you back today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Yes, what you back today? Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Ba. Skiddy dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Go. Let's say go to there. Go to there. On the spoon. Yes, I information. Well, on the spoon. Yes, spoon television. Yes, I true party there. Spoon radio station.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, standing with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just do to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just do to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, tune to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, tune to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just tune to spoon. You want to know what happened in the ministry to spoon? Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on graduate, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Spoon TV. Skidibidi dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Kua. Bese kua, kujileo. Kua, kujileo. On the spoon. Yes, what you information. On the spoon. Yes, what you Spoon television. Yes,
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO standing with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Spoon Skidibidi dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Kua. Bese kua, kujileo. Kua, kujileo. On the spoon. Yes, what you information.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. Okay, folks, what a way to welcome you tonight to another edition of the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I want to say welcome to you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for always making up time to be here on this very platform where we talk about the happenings in Liberia. We get to express ourselves on the different happenings in the country. And as we always say here, this platform is designed to have Liberians across the world, regardless of their political affiliations, regardless of which political side they support, to discuss the issues, to express themselves on those different issues unfolding in the country every single day. And so the platform is an open one. It's open to every single person out there. Once you can click on the link and put your information, and you can enter the show and be able to make your points on the different discussions we highlight every single day. So welcome to the program tonight. Our sincere apologies for coming up a bit late. That's because we had to do some technical adjustments in the background, but it's great to be here again tonight. My name is Nelson Colette, and let me go across now to bring our colleagues in. They've already joined us. Let me start with my co-moderator Moba Zokan. Moba, should I say good evening, because it's good morning from my end?
Yeah, it's man. Anyone, you can say good evening, good afternoon, good night.
Anyone.
Yeah, anyone will take it, brother. Yeah, how was your day today?
Yeah, my day was a good one, and
okay.
Yeah, I had a great day. How was yours?
Well, I was just beat up, tired like crazy. Wake up very late.
Wow.
Sick, come back. Yeah, but everything cool, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything cool. Thank God. Thank you. We here again.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just go across and bring in the guys because we time is fast spent. Let me bring in Raymond. The man putting a Batman Shanghai she's on. And then I bring in Josh. I bring in Vakabidan Toure, the Tiawon Gonglo man.
Yes,
and then we go across. Yeah, Tiawon Gonglo in the building. Oh, hey, this shit been here, not easy to know.
Let me find my own too.
I love our transparent shares that Josh. I like transparent shares.
I say I do it for Remy, but the man won't too far back.
Imagine Jerry.
Look, guys, see why I have to put,
I've been wearing my shares. I've been wearing my shares
in my eyes every time before the show starts. The 2 hours of the blue light in my eyes have affected me.
But why get dim your phone? Because your phone light.
No, it's a blue light. It's not a bright light. It's the blue light that comes from the computer.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay, guys, welcome to the show. You get what? Banana picking out?
Yeah, man. Banana picking out. We got no light can affect us.
Okay.
And so even before this show, if I have to go out there, it's been affecting me for a long time. I got to wear the sunglasses or, any anti-reflective light.
You wear it too. Yeah, no. For my kids, long time studying on the computer. Yeah, man. Say 7 hours. It can be tough to just.
Wonder, my man. Yeah, some were studying on the candle less. So our
Chaco lantern.
Yeah, thank God. God is a giver of help.
Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? When an engineer student ain't got glasses on?
Yeah. So I have question, Raymond. I have question because I'm always on the computer, but again, my problem is like when the sun is shining, I can't open my eye like this in the sun. But as I'm sitting like this, I'm good. So do I need glass too?
No, for you, you know,
but the person is son.
It's specific to your health. But for me, I've been diagnosed with this a long time because my eyes red light. Even when I'm home, I put light off. Red light hurt my eyes. It gave me headache too. Yeah.
When you go to the hospital, right, to the eye doctor, they will diagnose and what's going on, and then they will tell you the type of glasses to use with a very thin lens in it.
But let's say like if it's a winter time, I'm good. But as long as summer, I open my eyes.
You got a similar situation with me. It will affect you. You got to see the eye doctor right now and prevent it.
Yeah, like this one.
Sherry, so Sherry, that's what your glasses too, right?
One going out. It can change the glass as soon as I get outside. This one.
Definitely, that's what you need.
I'm not wearing glass.
Ture, what did he say?
I said, well, I mean, the recommendation is for Sherry to go see our doctor. So I'm saying, by next week we'll probably see you with glasses on.
Yeah, I do have a couple of glasses though. I have a couple of glasses in my car. But the thing is that when I wear glass, I can just look like Ome Beka. You know, I don't like wearing it.
Let's go to our show where
Sherry got pro glasses.
Okay, so gentlemen, we want to say welcome again to the show. It's a great thing to be here. Though we started a bit late tonight, but we're hopeful of having a very fruitful discussion here, and we look forward to seeing our guys joining us as well. And we will rotate sometime along the show, especially for the particular side that has more people up here. No, Rudolph, why are you shaking your head?
Nelson, you raised it, right? I mean, I had serious issues yesterday, right? Yesterday we had like 7 people in the studio. It was not even full, and some of us were punished forever only because we are supporting JMB. Is it our fault that the other people cannot come on?
No. The thing is, there are more JMB supporters on set already. Yeah. So if we look in the how do you call it, in the, if we look backstage and see that there are other people there, it's just a matter of rotating. You know, remove one JMB person and replace them with the other person.
There was a time where there were 8 persons on the stage, right? And it was me, it was Shek, we were all in the background. You couldn't bring any of us on because we were all JMB people. That was unfair to us.
I mean, you're plenty, but if you look
at it, I'm telling you, you're plenty. Yeah, Jerry, just coming from. Yeah,
don't put me in situation I can't.
Yeah, Jerry, just coming from class reloaded. Then he already man.
So that different platform, class reloader had different audience. We are in a real part of our country.
We're talking to our people directly. We gotta move on.
No, Jerry, they played it, but no voting card. That's the problem.
Listen, this is my take, right? We are in a national layering year, and it should be about merit. Every person.
I got my voting card.
And so those who are committed, who come on time, is merit based.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the point.
Now, this is why I want to say. So if no of the other political party, especially people who comes in usually, like Josh, if Josh comes late, we should have a low clemency for Josh, Ture, Cindy, because they're constant and sometimes they will have an issue because they're committed. But you can't be putting your committed people who will always keep their clock on and their alarm on for someone who just want to pass in. And sometimes they don't even stay for the show. You kick them off.
You know, and that's the thing, Raymond. We have to give a voice to everyone as much as possible, you know. So you're here most times, you know, and someone passing in who wants to chip in on the issues we're discussing is also fair enough that we just give that person, you know, maybe the 5 minutes or so that they want to make their input, and that person will be gone. You know,
I agree, but let's encourage commitment to let people realize that if you want to be a part of something, you should dedicate your time and be a part of it, and just come in at will and get out at will. It's not going to make this show a success where people can just randomly come in and out. There will be times you might not even have anyone to have a discussion with. So you want commitment, you want to respect those who are committed and reward them for that as well. Then learn to have a merit system.
I'm just going to give an instance. I'm just going to give an instance. Nursing, doing our fundraiser. When I went to the fundraiser, a couple of people walked to me, and then all they said it was like, "We appreciate you guys," and they actually handpicked people on the panel because they are familiar with these people. So now they are accustomed to these guys. So like they feel like these people are like regular panelists, and they come on the show to see these people. I understand what you're trying to push, but again, this is an electionary period.
And we want to give a voice to everyone.
No,
we want to give a voice to everyone.
But this is a competitive sport. This is a competitive
people, y'all don't come put me in.
Listen, guys.
Already get situation.
Listen, guys.
So we gotta move on.
If you get like 5 UP people on the panel right now,
you tell me.
You know that's way too much for us.
It's reflective of the demographic.
My man, let's move ahead.
Nobody want
I don't agree about this.
Well, you gotta respect
Sylvester, you just get UP people, man. You know you UP man.
Now I agree UP.
Okay, so gentlemen, we gotta move on. Almost.
Let's move on.
I like your African fabric.
We're on radio as well.
Suggestion is get rid of Sylvester.
Okay.
Thank you, George. George, I got this for you. Okay.
But now we are all set up for the rule here on the show. So the number one rule is we should all mute once it's not our turn to speak, and we should avoid anything that will cause distraction and all of that. The no face cap rule stands, and let's hope we can have a great show here tonight. So we'll just make the round 1 minute each for everyone to have the time to talk about what's on their mind. You could do your opening in the 1 minute. Maybe you want to go first, Mobile. And we're encouraging all of you to share the show as well. Those of you watching, those of you just joining us, and even us on set, it's important that we share the show as well. So we will start with you, Moba. You can tell us what's on your mind quickly.
Yeah, what on my mind today is some government official who work for the government, and they are protesting that they can get paid. And I want for our brother from the other side to tell us today, since George become president, since he took power, how many companies in Liberia, and how many employees of our Liberian brother or sisters being employed in those companies? You know, it's a challenge to our brother George when we reach to him. I want him to tell me how many companies that George we are bring in Liberia for our people to be employed so they can be able to take care of them, their homes, send their children to school, their rent. The last time I was watching a video on Facebook on Facebook Live, the government boss, the people who work there, some people were on pension. They work
for the government boss.
The bosses,
that's the National Transit Authority, NTA.
Yes, NTA, right? They went there for their money and they were denied. The other woman stood up. She said, because I never received the money, my mother was seriously sick. She died to the hospital. Why will you treat a federal citizen like that? Somebody who stood up under the ring and the son were beating and they voted you in power. But then you see them today as an enemy. You know, when we say those things, people look at all that we hate Georgia. We don't hate Georgia, but we just hate the fact that what is going on in our country. And, so I will rest for now until my brother George can come up and reach to him. I want him to tell me how many companies Georgia have brought to the nation. That's my question tonight to every other institutions.
Thank you very much. Raymond, go ahead. What's on your mind? 1 minute.
What's on my mind is the issue our people have to go through daily. I listened to Diamond tour of parts of Liberia. And one of the places where people have to say that they don't have a stable amount of food they eat. Sometimes they eat 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, even though they're a family of 6. That broke my heart. And I also saw the video of seditions at the party headquarters disenchanted about not being even involved in the campaign process and nobody reaching out to them or even materials to campaign. And yet they're out in the community and people are calling their names. And I feel their pain. I'm not a sedition, never voted for CDC, but I worked in the government when CDC took over the leadership. And we worked tirelessly to ensure that this government was successful because it meant success for the Liberian people. But it also broke our heart to see that the government wasn't ready to lead, wasn't serious about leadership and all of the things. And the poor government and bad leadership doesn't affect any group of Liberian, but all except for the few elite sedition who are very close to the hem of power. Even those who hold loyalty to the party and feel a member of the party and feel that's their political lineage, they're also feeling the pinch. Even though we see a budget of 50 million circulating. But I believe it's just another scheme as a retirement package for those elites so that they will leave the government with funds in their pocket so they can start their new sojourn. But what's saddening is that there's no drugs in the various hospitals. Civil servants can get paid. Even one of the issues that Damo raised, a box cover to be constructed just for people to have passage and even do their minimum low livelihood. Because of this box cover for 5 years cannot be constructed. The steel rods are all on site getting corroded and the contractors can get paid. These shames contract just to incite our people, and our people say whenever elections is around.
Thank you very much. 1 minute exhausted. We have to hold it there. Thank you. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you guys. Am I clear?
You're clear, but you're low. If you could step up a bit, we appreciate that.
Okay, let me just raise this one a little bit. Okay, what about now?
Okay, I think it's much better. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, guys. I just something is troubling me today, and I really want to talk about it. And I'm hoping that we all can come together and find a common ground on this. I was sleeping about 3 a.m. this morning when I woke up, and I heard my phone alarm, and there was one of the lawmakers of District Number 10. I don't want to call his name, because I just feel it's disgusting to call this guy's name or make it more popular, And this guy was on national television, national radios, just abusing profusely. These are the type of insults that we don't want our children to hear. We don't even use them at home so that our children don't learn them because we feel that they're bad. Yes, somebody who is a lawmaker is using these languages on the radio, on the TV. Where has Liberia come to? Where are we going as a nation? When even the journalists can allow this guy to use this sort of languages on women, on men, on anyone he feels like to, on national television. Where is our country? I've never been all the countries that I live, in the world, from Ivory Coast, from East Timor, all the countries, US, here, I've never seen anyone to be allowed on the radio or on the television to use profane languages. I see Liberia now, we are generating to something. It pains me for anyone. And guess what? I went on the live and people are there. Our lawmaker of the year, that's our man. And these people, they know at home, they wouldn't allow the children to use these words. But they are allowing somebody and they are giving the airway because of what? I don't understand. And I'm still trying to factor in my mind, where has Liberia come to? How did we arrive at this place that people using these languages on the radio, on television is the way to go, is the way to advocate? I'm still factoring, I still cannot comprehend that. And just to address my brothers, my brother here, Raymond, talk about disenchanted sedition. Look, man, I understand people are disenchanted. This same radio station we are on, TV station we are on, have announced that we got $50 million for the election. And you saw people disenchanted because they can't get materials. And you believe him. And you believe this channel that we have $50 million. But sedition are just in China because they cannot get t-shirts, they cannot get anything to participate in the September 7th. That will tell you a lot of information that you need. And I'll leave that at it, just think about it. And I also, my brother asked how many companies. Let me tell you, my brother, and that's why we need to come to these forums. That's why I'm here. And look, I just want to challenge every one of us. Let's bring our professional ideas. Let's bring our our intuitions here when we come. Government does not bring company. Government produces the atmosphere, the place suitable for people to operate in. The market is a free market system we got in Liberia. So government does not bring company.
Maybe the next question would be: has the atmosphere been created for those companies to come in?
Yes,
we'll keep that for another debate, maybe.
But Nelson, maybe we should discuss that fully because that information by George is not accurate.
It's not accurate.
No, guys, you guys,
100%.
you have to stop interrupting, please. Yes, Josh,
so
just
let
wrap
me
up
finish
in
30 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds. Yeah. And my brother also come here telling us a Liberian suffering. We're just talking about Jack O'Lantern, man. He grew up in Liberia. I get mark on my face here. I was setting, I put the Jack O'Lantern on, and I was setting, I fell asleep. All the oil finished and it catch on fire. I was going to die because my parents could not afford lantern for me to set it on. Even though I was one of the best students in my school, they could not afford lantern, so I had to use Jack O'Lantern. I almost got burned. And when I woke up from sleep, I was confused because I was sweating. The heat were all, the smoke were all in the house. I wanted to use my breath to put the fire off, and the last oil inside jumped and flashed all over my face. And in that darkness, my whole face caught on fire there, and I sat in the darkness and I cried the whole night. It's because of suffering, poverty. So look, poverty did not just start on George Weah. George Weah is trying to settle these things. That's what he's doing.
Thank you.
And if you think he's not doing anything, then of course you are living another world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ture, you can go ahead.
Can I just say something real quick, George? I mean, I thought this is the time where we just say what's on our mind. But if we allow people to answer other people, then we'll start to. That's where the protection comes.
Rudolph, I appreciate that point, but even during the opening, during in the process while this person is talking about what's on their mind, if need arises for question, we have to do that because this is a platform that a lot of people are following, and you don't want a situation where something will be said and the necessary corrections cannot be made. So thank you. Let's move to Ture. Ture, go ahead.
Well, thank you so very much. Good evening to all of our followers, listening in Radio Land, that internet. Let me say this, man. What's on my mind? Everything's on my mind, man. Like Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, but ain't one of them. Let me tell you. Look, I have absolutely no reservation anymore for President George Manuel Weah. Nothing, right? George, I love you so much, and I just appreciate the fact that I'm on set right now, coming right after you. You're talking about, you're absolutely right, though. It's not government responsibility to bring company, right? It's not government responsibility. I'll take your word for it. But you know what? You also said something, that it's government responsibility to build or to have an enabling environment where resources and company can come. Have your government really done that? No, absolutely not. They have not, right? Because when you illegally impeach a Supreme Court judge, you know what I mean? Associate justice, you see exactly what happened. That would not definitely invite any company to come in your country, let alone to bring that 1,500 company in there to have it put in a situation that they cannot afford to handle. But let me tell you this: that's not here nor there. What is telling about this government is the fact that what is happening with party chairman Moba Molu. That's my interest. Is Moba Molu even in a country?
None of your business.
People don't even hold on. Wait, what are you talking about this, man? We're talking about your party chairman, bro. Where is Moba Molu? Where is Chairman Molu? I mean, look, if that's not a breaking news, then nobody should even be saying anything right now. You're talking about a man who's in charge of that. And it is the thing. If George, if you not tell me anything, if you can't tell me anything tonight, just tell me where Moba Molu is. Tell me what Moba Molu is. I would really appreciate that. Because that right there is a bigger question that nobody asking right now. And I think I'm telling you, man. Let me know where Mobile Molu is. I'll definitely stop there.
Thank you very much, Ture. So, Cindy, you have a minute, sir.
Well, good evening to all of you. It's good to see all of you here again tonight. And good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone, depending on your time zone. What's on my mind is the upcoming election. Look, we are less than 40 days away from the elections. And I want to speak to Liberians listening to us tonight. It's been almost 6 years since we elected President George Mane Weah, a man that we believe is our own son, our own brother, a man that we believe experienced the same struggle that we experienced. We did not vote George Weah because we believe that he was the most experienced among the rest of the candidates. We voted him because we felt that he will have rescue, phase, whatever terminology you want to use, that he will have been the best person to address the issues Liberia was confronted with. Well, unfortunately, as we all can see, this CDC government has corrupted all of the systems in Liberia and put us far beyond our competitors and the other countries in the region. You know the issues in Liberia. You know that because the road is so bad, our so-called bad road medicine is trying to take Cote d'Ivoire to reach to the people of Grand Gide. So my crown people, George Weah is not Samuel Kanyando's son. We know that already. The only Samuel Kanyando's son that we knew in Liberia, that we know that is in Liberia, was fired by George Weah from his only little hustle he had at the port. So don't buy that story. Liberia is struggling. So as we head to the election in less than 40 days, let's think about our future. Add 6 years to your current age. And if you elect George Weah again, think about what that's going to do to your age. I'm in my mid-30s. By the time George Weah next 6 years is over with, I'll be in my 40. I don't want to see your dead Liberia in my 40. I want to return home. I want to see a Liberia that is doing better for all of us. But we also know there are great people in this race.
Thank you.
Ome Bwaka that I strongly respect and admire. But I do believe this is not his time. So that's why I bring you Mr. Alexander Cummings. Vote Alexander Benedict Cummings for a better Liberia. I look forward to a great discussion tonight.
Thank you. Jerry, you can go.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. And guys, it's a pleasure to be back here. And I say hello to our wonderful listeners. What is on my mind? Two things quickly. Number one, one thing I like is about when you can criticize your own, when you have the audacity to criticize your own, and it means you want a better society. I'm deeply concerned, even though I do not support what President Weah and the government, to some extent, have done to Yeke, but I do not think it's a proper thing and morally acceptable for Yeke to be using even radio station and TV station to be insulting. I think it's unacceptable insulting imams and other things. I stand with Yeke. I do not support some of the things, I hear every day. I don't support George Weah. I do not want to see him president. But which kind of moral society we look forward to? Our children, when we go at our respective homes as journalists and other people, we tell our children not to insult. Yet we interview people who are insulting publicly, and social media have made it possible for kids to be on radio. So to be on the internet. So, why it's true we stand with Yeke and in sympathy with him to some extent, I think we all should condemn the act of public profanity and insulting people. What he did today, insulting the president, I don't want to repeat it. And all the kind of thing, we should not, regardless of who perpetrated it. There are other ways that Yeke can express his opinion, but I think it is wrong to publicly, and I encourage the media to stop interviewing Yeke. By the time he start using profanity, let's cut off the interview. If Yeke wants to insult, let him go live on his own. But you as journalists, who are the moral society, should not interview Yeke and insulting people. I think it's unacceptable. And as I close, I'd like to disagree with my brother George, and, on the issue concerning the issue of projects and business issue. Look, the government is responsible to ensure that we have a business climate, our doing business record is good. So you create an enabling environment. Why do you think we take millions of dollars and give it to the National Investment Commission? It's to attract investment in the country. We take money, we have the concession bureau there. It's to ensure. So the question was, how many companies can you brag about as a government? Or that AR, smart AR, so I mean, that's what I wanted to just say. But I mean, I think them Yeke can express his opinion in other medium in a soft tone. They don't get disagree, but he champion a thing, he get called Marcus. So I think it is morally unacceptable for Yeke to continue to be interviewed, especially by journalists. On the platform, I'm not allowed to use profanity. But you interview Yeke who uses profanity, regardless of who. So I think we should condemn Yeke. It's unacceptable. Why
Thank you very much, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Your point is well taken. Rudolph, go ahead, sir.
Yes, good evening to everybody. What is on my mind is the leaked budget that we see around on social media. And I mean, I'm heartbroken by the fact that the CDC have such a high budget, but yet and still every day at a hospital in Lofa County, we see people dying because there is no current. People go to give birth, and some of them live in childbirth. People go for operation and they cannot be performed because there is no electricity. But yet and still, we see a government through Mr. Weir, parties that they have like such a huge budget. And even JFK, the state-run hospital, does not even have medicine. People go to a hospital and they tell you to go out and buy medicine to come back. If you don't have the money to do it, you might end up dying, or maybe something else might end up happening to you. But we still see a government parading with such a high budget. I think that is evil at its highest peak. And I think this is enough reason for the Liberian people to understand that this government and this president is not in their interest. And the time is now that they should kick him out. But that is just one thing.
Thank you.
I think the most important thing is to replace him with someone who is competent. And that person is no one else but JNB.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Sylvester and then we take Sharif.
Good evening, everyone. Good to be here again tonight. Good evening to the Liberian people, and good morning to some people around the world, and whatever it is.
That's smart. Yeah.
What is on my mind is leadership with transparency, with integrity, and honesty. When we come to such forum and we start to portray our leaders as people who are transparent, as people who are honest, people who have integrity, we should also try to encourage them to exhibit such a character. I will speak to my UP people today. Your standard bearer went to Ghana. He came back. No detailed information of what he went for, who he met, who he didn't meet. It is his responsibility to let the Liberian people know he's a public figure running for office. He has to tell the Liberian people, I travel, and this was the reason for my travel, and these are the people that I met, and if things materialize, this will be the benefit for the country. I think that will be fine. And to my ANC people, Sandy, I commend you. You are a good guy. You address the issue and what have you. And all of you UP people here, sometimes behind the scene, you guys should talk. Behind the scene, you should hang here. You should compare notes. Because when somebody come here and speak in a different manner that does not represent the ANC or the UP, it sends a negative picture. Okay, when an ANC man comes here and take the whole platform to be personal, it can affect the candidate some way, shape, or form. So it's good to compare notes and whatever. So it's good to be here tonight.
Thank you very much. So Sharif, we'll take you shortly, and then
Yeah, just to answer your question, Brother Sylvester, at the moment or at this point in time, Joseph Yuma Boakai is not serving any public position or governmental position. So his trip to Ghana, he did inform the public that he was going to Ghana. He came back. He held a press conference that he came back from Ghana. The content of the meeting has nothing to do with the Liberian public. If it's what personal. So just to answer your question,
and you think okay, so you think you've already addressed that question, right? You think
yeah,
it's okay, Ambassador Wakai is not the president, so
yeah. If the meeting was personal,
he's not answerable to the public on anything of such.
If the meeting was personal, it had to do with the party.
Though not a president.
If the meeting was personal, it had to do with the party, or it had to do with the party. He owed the Liberian people no explanation on that, or you any explanation on that.
Okay.
He did.
You don't with your opinion, right?
He didn't go to no. I'm just going to come to my point. He didn't go there on the capacity as a Liberian diplomat or something. Then he owed the public with explanation, but he went there as an individual or as a leader of the political party. But let me just say this, just to respond to my brother George, what you mentioned. You said that you cannot comprehend the fact that my brother Raymond mentioned some of the lapses of your government. But this is what I'm have to say to you. I also cannot comprehend the fact that your government you support so dearly can allocate $50 million when civil servants are not paid. I also cannot comprehend that your government, since coming to power, has not allocated an atmospheric environment where Liberia can attract foreign investment that will create employment for our Liberian people. I also cannot comprehend the fact that this government that you do support has indulged into extrajudicial killings. So many people have lost their lives, well meaningful Liberians. There have been no justice for these people. I also cannot comprehend the fact that your government has turned a blind eye to institutions of healthcare where we see our people dying from childbirth. They go to hospital, they get turned away. They go to hospital, there's no medication. I also cannot comprehend the fact that your government now is about to head to Grand Jide, cannot even use a local road, but has to go through Africos. I cannot comprehend the fact that George Weah and his government, unlawfully removed Cabinet Janet and Associate Justice without a proper redress, with no restitution, as instructed by ECOWAS court. I cannot comprehend the fact that you support a government today that has done nothing in terms of improving education in our country. Our young people are languishing in the street with effect of drugs that was infiltrated into this government, into this country, under your government watch. I cannot comprehend the fact that someone like you will come on this platform and support this government and pay a blind eye to the suffering of our Liberian people simply because your law for an individual. My brother, this is why we're asking our Liberian people to come and join us. Join the rescue train. We have enough space for every single one of you. We can accommodate each and every single one of you.
Thank you.
Come and join us. Let's vote Joseph Yuma Boakai come October 10, 2023. Thank you.
Nelson,
thank you very much, Sharif.
Can I just have 30 seconds, Nelson, please?
We have to move on now because
just 30 seconds, I beg you.
Just do 20 seconds. Yeah,
okay, no problem. You see, the very thing that we beat on CDC with, that's the same thing you kind of trying to. I see some people even in the comment section, Jawia left the country for 42 days. Why did you did not condemn that? Let us, the same thing CDC can do. Oh, Ellen did that. Let's speak truth where truth belongs. Even though you support an individual, when he does wrong or something not shady or something not correct, maybe it's a public perception. Someone saying it's not taxpayers' money. But this is a man that is running for the highest office in the country. Who is he meeting? Is he meeting terrorists? Is he meeting? Be very transparent. I mean, I'm not saying he is, but be very, because you don't want to leave that speculations out there.
Okay, thank you.
30 seconds, please. 30 seconds, please. I beg you. 30 seconds.
No.
Just 10
30
seconds.
seconds.
Listen.
30 seconds, please.
That's not a
30 seconds.
so we have to move
10
on.
10
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah, because Sebastian can just say things that go like that, bro.
10
I said 10
seconds.
Let's not
seconds.
tolerate.
That's a very simple question. Why?
No, but you
No,
can't
he
about
went
tolerate this
on
guy. It's not
after
fair.
information was given to him. He went
Okay,
on.
so let one
and
UP
enforced
person
his
respond.
conscience.
Yes,
Okay, I'll respond.
let's
I'll
have
They
respond.
Jerry
already
to
did.
respond.
Sherry already responded. So why are they coming back?
No.
And he came
Let me
back.
respond. Let me do
Sylvester came
that.
back after.
He
Yeah,
came
let me,
back.
let me
Yes,
do
so
that.
came
let's
back.
have
30
one
seconds.
person to respond. I already recognize Jerry. Jerry, please go ahead.
Yeah, look, let me say this. Meeting people in a sub-region, Joseph Burger is not associated with any conflict and whatever, or any form of article. People have free movement. If the government intend to like humiliate him and all of that, president is the president of our country, abandoning the country for 45 days just to go and have entertainment and amusement. What our people are in hunger and poverty and struggling, you are there having a merrymaking. So Joseph Burger goes to Ghana. It is his right to go and meet a friend and meet whoever. They say we should kind to do. We should write billboard and tell you what Joseph Burger want to do in the place.
Okay, thank
you. Want to meet some friends. So don't say
Thank
that
you.
if they meet tolerate. It is we are who stay connected to
I go to the
model.
next topic,
all
man.
kind of thing.
Thank you very much.
Let's
Let's hold you there. Jerry, thank you very much for your point.
Can I
Now,
have 10 seconds, please?
we have to move on now. Sorry,
I
sir.
go to the next topic, man.
Thank you.
Go
Yeah,
keep
we have to
breaking
move
it.
on.
Yeah.
Now we have just 39 days to the conduct of the election in our country. So roughly a little over 1 month, Liberians will be going to the polls and be making very important decisions. And that decision will determine what happens to the country for the next 6 years. So we're gonna have every single person on this panel to tell our audience, to tell the people watching us, listening to us across the world. If you support the CDC, why should anybody listening to us vote for the CDC after 6 years? Why should the CDC be re-elected? If you support the Unity Party, why should the Unity Party be given another chance after 12 years? Our brother Toure is here. He supports Councillor Tiawon Gonglo. Why should the people of Liberia entrust Councillor Gonglo with the leadership of the country? The same with Cindy. I see Daniel's there in the background. Daniel will be coming on as well. We will open up the show. And on this point, for every person, once you make your point, if you are not the only person on set, we will get another person coming from the background, and then at the end of the day, after our call in, everyone will have the time to come back on and do their closing. But let's talk a little on this Representative Yeke Koluba thing before going to this situation, this talking point today. And I appreciate the fact that some of you highlighted it already, which is very important. Today, the lawmaker he had a press conference and he addressed lots of people, not just the president. He addressed a media colleague. He addressed someone from the disabled community, another person from the how do you call it? Albino society in Liberia. And yes, so different people. And he has his own, he has his own choice of words and everything. Yeah, very good. So you can see, and we will rather not play that interview here because we're on radio. We can play that interview here, but A lot of you watched the interview. Some of the people listening to us watched the interview as well. And one of the things that the lawmaker said in that interview is that he re-emphasized and re-echoed that very statement that was made some time ago.
Went back in the
That if
bush.
anybody tampers with the election result, he will go to the bush. And nobody should ask him about why is he going to the bush. If he goes to the bush, anything he sees in the bush, he will bring it. Whether that gun, whether that meat, or whatever, he will bring it. But he will go to the bush, you know? So the fact that this lawmaker have said this thing on 2 occasions on why they followed media platforms, it means that there's something he's intentional about. He's very serious about. He doesn't take it lightly. So I want us to share our thoughts on this. I don't want us to go into, yes, I know he used some unpleasant words. Due to that, we can't even play that interview here. But I want us to share our thoughts on this. We'll do just 1 minute, and it's gonna be 1 minute on the dot, because we want to do this in time, and then we'll move to our next talking point. The lawmaker said he's gonna go to the bush, and listening to Representative Yeke Koluba today, he did not spare anyone. He did not spare anyone. The fact that he even went to former Vice President Joseph Baka, and the things he said, which I can't say on the radio here, it means you're listening to this and you're thinking, where does this man really lean? Which side does he really support? But again, that's the other side of it. But let's do our 1 minute quick on this issue, and then we can go ahead to the next talking point, which we already talked about. So we'll start with you, Moba, who want to follow the queue. We'll start with Moba. I'm setting the timer at 1 minute, and then we can go to Raymond, and then George, and then to Ray. Then we'll bring our folks in the background. I see Godwin is here. Thanks for being very patient in the background. So go ahead, Moba.
Thank you, Nelson. Well, first let me condemn what Yeke said today. Actually, we get children, right? When some of us were coming up in life, when we were small, our parents, taught us how to be respectful. So if, somewhere we are full grown people today, and you see older men like Yeke will just stand and insult. Although I support him, but I condemn that act. I condemn him insulting every night, every time we interview him. And that insult today, it was very, very bad. I was watching it, but I felt, although everybody know that Yeke is, frustrated on a lot of stuff, we all agree with it, but sometimes let him come and discuss the issues, and forget about it too much insult and, talking about going in the bush. We don't want war. We don't want war. We all here today.
But does going in the bush really indicate war, Moba? When someone says, I will go in the bush.
We know during theater time, 2000, before 2002, 2003, we were small, so yeah, the people say, oh, they put fighting in the bush. Or somebody say, going in the bush, that war. It's not anything. They're going come back. Or maybe he's saying it to put fear in other up in a ruling party, probably, but we all understand from that direction. But to be frank, I condemn his press conference today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's move to you, Raymond. Raymond, you are aware that the devices, the weapons people use to go to war, they are not manufactured in the bush. The lawmaker says he's going to go to the bush. Again, for the second time, he's saying it at a press conference, he's going to the bush. What's your take on this?
So I would like to speak about cause and effect. And nobody talking about the cause. We all talking about the effect. What I heard today is a frustrated man who has the right to be frustrated as he is. As much as I condemn his language, I'm a Christian. Those words will never be my choice of words. They will never come up my lips. But I could not be so naive not to understand his pain and his frustration. Only because those are not my choice of words. The cause of Yeke speaking in the manner and form is more detrimental than his action. Corruption causing people to die in our country because there's no drugs. The cost of his action is causing the Liberian people to suffer immensely. His words are not causing any suffering in our country. His mere words not causing any pain psychologically or anything to anybody. But the cost of him speaking like that causing psychological pain. I told you I listened to people today talking about how they have a household of 6 persons. And sometimes they eat 1 cup of rice, sometimes 2 cups of rice. That's led to Yeke. And we know, Yeke said, if you bring people to stone at my house,
so
have it not been many times? Raymond,
let me hold you there,
to the
Raymond.
extent that his family cannot live in
Are you saying, Raymond, are you saying that if someone out there gets frustrated in a case where somebody is disappointed over what's happening in the country, they should resort to using the choice of words that the lawmaker?
No, I'm speaking specifically to the actions that happened to Yeke. For heaven's sake, no Liberian have suffered the torment that Yeke have suffered under this regime, except for those who have passed, who got killed. Yeke is the only Liberian who has suffered the most. His children, babies, full as seas for hours. If that happened to me, I might be more frustrated than Yeke. His house have been ransacked many times. A girl was caught with gun at Yeke's house. Was it an assassination attempt? You be the judge, Liberian people. And let's come to the nitty-gritty.
So, Raymond, are you trying to present this as a justification? As we listen
what
to
I'm
you,
saying is the lesser of 2 evils. His profanity is less than the extent of corruption and the immense suffering the Liberian people are going through. He's responding to a cause. It's an effect. Frustration is an effect of a cause. And the cause is not warranted. He didn't ask for it. He's an opposition who is critical of this government to the extent that he has not gotten salary, he just paid for a prolonged time. I can categorize more than 10 unjustified causes for Yeke Koluba actions.
Thank you.
Yeke Koluba, if he's in America, he will be backed by the law for his insanity. The law will back him for insanity because the cause. He's just responding. And listen to what Yeke said. And let's go around West Africa right now. How many coup d'etats? Yeke Koluba is speaking to the same issue. Rigging of election. If election gets rigged, there will be my response. Are we here downplaying the rigging of elections?
Thank you very much, Raymond. Thanks a lot, Raymond. Let's hold you there. Let's hold you there and move to
then we're not doing justice to the discussion.
Let's hold you there and move to Josh. Josh, you listen to the lawmaker.
Yeah. So look, I'm here baffled by my brother Raymond trying to intellectualize this discussion. It pains me, and he knows what he's doing. And sometimes I just don't understand why we justify for the love of people. He's saying Yeke Koluba hasn't taken pay for 10 months. Yeke Koluba was suspended from the house, and according to them, they wouldn't pay him for the time he was suspended, which was I think 30 days. He went to court. The court said they should pay him. He hasn't been paid, but he's been paid other months. All the time he's been there, he's been paid. Only for that period that he was suspended. That's what Yeke Koluba has been talking about. So let's leave that. Let me come to the nitty-gritty of this thing. So the problem here is that Yeke Koluba, just for your information, his chief of office staff today joined the CDC. I think you guys all saw that. And that alone can anger people. I know that. It hurts. When your brother endorsed a candidate, another candidate in your own district, his brother, for your information, endorsed the CDC candidate in his district. And today, as before he could go to air, his chief of office staff was joining the CDC. And I know those things hurt, but is it a justification to even abuse this lady who and I have been arguing on Facebook? She's I think the director of the disability people in Liberia. I forget her name. She knows me very well. We've been arguing because she used to be very vocal against the president. And when the president appointed her, I was asking her whether she would still be that way. And she myself went back and forth on Facebook, DMs anyway. So she knows me very well. But I felt so disgusted by this guy abusing the woman and telling her why she looked the way she looked. And people were there cheering for him. For God's sake, where are we going to?
But Josh, don't you think, like Raymond said, this is all happening because of how frustrated the lawmaker is?
What makes him
His
frustrated?
kids were detained, their passports were taken. His family is far. His family is living somewhere else in another country. He's separated from his family because of his stance on national issues.
Okay,
Don't you think these are all issues that are resulting to why he's behaving the way he's responding to issues?
Let's take it out of face value. Yege Kuluba is the only one who lost Liberia. So he's so vocal against things that are ill in the society in Liberia. So he had to move his family out of the country because he loved Liberia. And he's going to fight to instill sanity into Liberians. So he had to move his family out of Liberia so that he can sit there and fight for corruption to be free and everything to be okay. But yes, it's something that we need to listen to. Yeke Kuluba is a lawmaker. Lawmaking, it is not a fight. His duties are not anything, is for collaboration. Because the more you collaborate with your friends, the most you find people of the same mentality and come together and form a clique. That's when you.
How do you want him to collaborate when you talk about collaboration?
Because he insults everyone. He insults everyone. Look at the people who don't work for him. Common Liberian people insulting people and telling them why they are albino, who the parents mated with, of which they became albino. So how would such a person? I think he needs to go for sanity tests. I think this particular guy.
Now, George, this final question to you, then we'll move to Ray. Do you really think, as a clinician,
if they don't go through the DDR process, there is an effect on your brain, and this guy is crazy. But people still cannot.
No, you can't use that one lawmaker. Don't do that.
Now, Josh, let me ask you this question: as someone who supports the ruling establishment, as someone who supports the government, do you really think that this government is treating Representative Yeke Kuluba fairly?
Okay, yes. And yes, why I say yes. There are 72 lawmakers in the lower house, 30 in the upper house. None of them, we're looking at majority, none of them is in Yeke Kuluba's space. None of them has come out to say the government is treating me bad. Let's we all talk about democracy, right? So if the president or the government can only treat one person bad out of 103 people, you think that person is good?
So you think he's bad? That's why the government is treating him bad.
It's crazy. The man is crazy.
No. He's our lawmaker now. You don't refer to him
that way.
But thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Let's hold you there. Let's move to Ray. Let's move to Ray. To Ray, this lawmaker has been separated from his family. He's been denied his salary for several months. He has cried on that. He has been denied some basic necessities that he should get as a lawmaker. Now he's going for re-election, and he's sending a caveat that if anybody tampers with the elections result, he's going to go to the butchers. Now he has a history of being affiliated with the dark days of our country. He fought war. Let me put it that way, our Liberian way. He fought war in the country. So what do you make of his comments today? And why do you think he's speaking the way he's responding to those different issues?
One of the greatest human beings of all time, Bob Marley, once says, "A hungry man is an angry man." Guys, we can all sit here and have our own reservation about how Yeke Kuluba is behaving. Don't talk of a man until you walk a day in his shoes. Let me tell you this. Yeke Kuluba is my uncle. Every Loma person is my uncle. Am I in agreement of what my uncle went on today? Absolutely not. But again, when you push a man to certain degree, don't be surprised at how that person is going to react. All right. I'm not surprised that he was, spewing the level of profanity that he was ringing on air today on a national platform. Absolutely not. But the bigger question is, where's the FCC, the Federal Communication Commission? Where are they? Do we have that in Liberia? Because I know for a fact, on these airwaves, we are not allowed to use certain words. There are red lines, right? We can't use certain words on here, right? So any lawmaker or any president for that matter, because if you use anything, at least where we are in America, and I know Liberia have the same, if not the same exact constitution, we know very well that you can't use certain words, like even, like the B word or the S word. That's certain word you don't use on air, right? But my uncle have been given the platform to do this. And that's because the media enjoy what we call sensational lies, interactions, right?
So is the problem here with the media? Is this problem with the media, or is it being generated from the government, or is the problem with Representative Yeka Kolba? You've created a space for us to look at this thing from three sides now.
Okay, well,
you dragged the media into it. Now, someone dragged the government into it, and George dragged Representative Yeka Kolba into it. So who's responsible for what here?
It's the Trinity. It's the Trinity factor. Let's look at it that way. My uncle is to blame. The government obviously have a bigger part of this than obviously the FCC, because there is if the body was there to regulate what is spewed on air on live television, then obviously if media institutions were held liable for who they invite on their airwaves, right? If they are being penalized for such behavior, then obviously y'all will not take your cameras and your recording gadgets towards my uncle, because there'll be penalty associated with whatever he says, right? So at the end of the day, my uncle is very, very frustrated. Yeah, he hasn't gotten paid, and for everything we know, he got a lot of people in his compound, so he need to feed people for his own security. And if the man's not doing that, then obviously there's something. And then George, you said there, George, and I don't mean this in any condescending way, to say, oh, when Yeke have every right to disagree with this government in any fashion, shape, or form. He don't have to conform to the government. He have to take a stand. And just because he's taking a stand does not mean the government should actually orchestrate a move that will subject him to not receiving what rightfully belongs to him.
In 20 seconds, John. In 20 seconds, Ray, just to conclude.
You don't do that. He's not right for spewing profanity on the airwave. I agree with you on that. But you also cannot actually look at the government, that the government is not playing any role in this. If you take the man's ability to feed his family, that man is an angry man. And a hungry man is an angry man.
Thank you.
So do not be surprised if he react the way he's reacting. Look, let me tell you this. I'm going to end on this. Yeka Kolba have the right to react the way he's reacting, but I won't react the way he's reacting. How about that?
Thank you. Cindy, okay, so we're going to skip Cindy.
Cindy is here.
Cindy is not going to give. I'm here to see. Here to see that time when a CPP guy will give a CDC guy 30 seconds of his time. So Cindy, the boys in your court.
George, my man, I love you, but I'm not sharing any cake here. I'm not sharing any cake. Thank you.
Go ahead, Cindy. Let's hear you.
Look, we had a discussion on this, but on the same topic before, and I have a very strong stance against the representative's statement. I pity his condition. I support some of his stands against the government, and I'm gonna be very clear about that. I mean, he's someone that sometimes when he speak about the ills in the government, I applaud him. But we have all agreed here so far that he uses words that we cannot repeat on this show. That is less of my concern on this discussion tonight. My concern is that this is not the first time that this representative has repeated that he will go back into the bush. And I'm very concerned about Liberia. I'm concerned about the peace we have. It may not be enough. The peace we have may not be how we want it. But we are on a path to continue building our country for the best. If we start to use wars, like I'm going to head back to the bush, and I'm going to bring anything from the bush that I find, not only does it put us ugly in the eyes of our counterpart in the international community, it also prevents private sector from growing. It prevents investors from coming.
But Cindy, are we attaching our own meaning to this whole thing about going back to the bush?
Well, it's well defined.
Because the lawmaker did not talk about war, for example. He said if anything happens with the elections result, again, he's saying that he's going to go to the bushes. And he went further to say that if he goes to the bush, anything he sees there, he will bring it. Exactly. Whether it is a bush meat, whether it is cow meat, and if someone wants to talk about war, then maybe we have to go back to the place where we again remind ourselves that the weapons that are used to orchestrate these kinds of acts, they are not manufactured in the bushes. Well, but the lawmaker says he's going to the bush.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Josh, you are muted. Josh, you said he did not give you any time.
We fought war before that lasted for over 14 years. Mm-hmm. The rhetorics that were used, the word that were used are the exact word that he's using now. They went into the bushes. Prince Johnson, Charles Taylor, George Bowley, I mean, the rest of them, name them. The rhetoric that they used, we went into the bushes. We came from the bushes. So when someone is using that, this person is not talking about consulting his oracle. He's not telling you that he's going to go to the bushes to tap palm wine. We know what it means when they say we are going to the bushes. We know what happened when the like of President Samuel Kayando and the AFLs went, pick a gun and kill a sitting president. We know what happened when Prince Johnson, Charles Taylor, and the rest of them went into the bushes, came back and delayed our country, killed hundreds of thousands of Liberians. And just to end on this, those people, I'm seeing people in the chat and people have said, oh, he cannot have 4 guns. He can't. The war that was fought, that was brought to us by Prince Johnson and Charles Taylor, was not sponsored by them. It was sponsored by other people. They came in few numbers and quickly influenced young Liberians like you and myself. So let us stop using going back to the bushes. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Cindy.
Point of information, please.
Who's giving Josh 30 seconds of that time?
My man Jerry will.
Okay, Jerry, giving the man 30 seconds, right?
No, I disagree, bro. I think that
Josh, you remain that corner. You wait until we come back to you. But Jerry, here's the case, man. I know you are the self-regulator, but we'll regulate you this time around because we have our timer set here. We'll give you 1 minute 30 seconds to wait in your thoughts on this issue. The lawmaker is back with this. He's re-echoing it. He's saying that he's gonna go back to the bushes. Now, there's another aspect that has to do with his choice of words as well that a lot of people are concerned about. You know, and everything he said, he did not spare anyone. As you listen to that press conference, and we apologize that we can't play. I saw a lot of people requesting that we play the press conference. We can't play that press conference here because we are on radio, and yes, it's not just good for us. But Jerry, waiting your thoughts on this.
Yeah, like I stated initially, I condemn in the strongest terms these sections because they do not promote morality in our society, and we are striving to have a moral society. And people like Yake Koluba, who is in the legislature, should not be using the voice. Because today, myself are here, like when we're much smaller, some people say I want to be journalists. And that's why when you are journalists, 2 things, you cannot be insulting on radio, and you should try to do constant reading so that when you pronounce something, when you tell a little child, say that my teacher say, hey, And, even when the teacher misspell, that child will not be convinced until you and the teacher can convince the child. So, we do not support this kind of expression. But I continue to hear people talking about bush. Who really want to go in the bush? It is President We are a team that been pushing people to maybe go consult oracles or maybe even to create conflict in this country. Because if you can sit down and you can call about having a party, then you send thoughts there to Edith Trawali, then they go and disturb. It is some founder that condemn me. While we are condemning Yeke for using a profanity, let's be very honest here. Why they say that they are keeping Yeke's salary? Let's agree. I disagree with Yeke on insulting. I think we should condemn it. But let's be honest here. The level of provocation, it should not even carry Yeke to be insulting. It's not what I'm saying. But we should be honest. Let us stand up to the leadership. My brother George, it could be your brother, it could be your uncle, it could be any of your relatives. That cannot happen to you. Others are there benefiting. That's why we have the audacity, we have the courage to condemn Yeke. But while we are having the courage to condemn people that Yeke, you should already be having such courage to be able to tell President We are that you should not permit the U.S. Embassy to kind of remind you first about the brutalization of university students before the U.S. Embassy. Poker Bravo and passing around here, nothing happened. They distance themselves, but these are seditions. You cannot sit down and allow people. I can't agree. We never heard a statement from the president to condemn. I can't agree taking thoughts. If these actions are not actions that are paving the way for people to go somewhere near bush or whatever, or create conflict, then I do not know which planet my brothers and other people are living on. We condemn Yeke, but let all of us too. I don't support Yeke insulting Bishop and doing all the kind of thing. It doesn't make sense. As a leader, Delon is one of the critical voices in the Liberian Senate. But he bring a debate and make them issues-oriented. That's what we expect Yeke to do. There are some people who support Yeke in the legislature, but they're always careful even to support him on the floor. Because he doesn't just take on the floor and talk and randomly and insult. But let also have the audacity. The same way that man abuse the president.
Thank you, sir.
We or Maba Molu. You ain't talking about that one. We condemn all of them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're talking Yeke now. You condemn all of them. So you condemn Maba Molu too?
I condemn Maba Molu. Maba Molu, I condemn me because
what Maba Molu get to do with it?
Maba Molu say he's drunk. Maba Molu say he's a drunkard. So why a party chairman? See what party? You have a drunkard as a party chairman. He said you were drunk when he said these things. So I'm just wondering.
Yeah, Lekoto, thank you. Thank you very much.
How will you give a party chairman?
But listen, Rudolph.
Yes, sir.
After Rudolph, we'll go to Sylvester. But listen, Rudolph. The lawmaker laid a condition. Now, aside from the other individuals that he went on, they said this about him, so he went straight for them and grabbed them and did what he wanted to do with them verbally. But in the case of the Bush, he laid a condition. He says, if anybody tampers with the election result, then I'm going to go to the Bushes. Now, is there a need for us to look at that condition that was laid down as well by the lawmaker? Aside from just the fact that the statement is something that has got a lot of people afraid and some are condemning it. The condition, what do you make of the condition laid down by the lawmaker?
First of all, I will start by saying Mr. Koluba is a frustrated man. And there are people who would do more than what he is doing. I could not be that person because I have my own values. But let's go back to the Bush statement, right? It's scary for the fact that nobody is talking about cautioning NEC or cautioning the government not to tamper with any electoral process. And this is the tragedy of Liberia for a very long time now. We tend to focus more on the effect and forget about the cause. That's why when Raymond was speaking, I was kind of applauding him. This man is telling you, from what I see, there are a series of attempts on this election If for any reason the government sit down and does not do anything about it, and I am cheated, I will go to the bush. So I mean, this going to the bush statement is just the effect of the cause. I think we should be having a conversation around what to do. What can we do to raise more awareness so as to have a free, fair, and transparent election? Because if we can achieve that, then there will be no reason to worry about somebody going to the bush. So I think we should focus more on the cause. What's going to cause him to go to the bush or rigged election? And how can we stop this from happening? I think this will be the point of the discussion. Honestly, I am a bit frustrated that we are not even looking at that.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So, Mr. Johnson, it's over to you, Chief.
No, thank you. Georgie, we're on the same page tonight. All the UP people in the comment section, they say the 50 million, I got my share. That's why I'm talking like this tonight. But it's okay. Yeah.
So I hope you didn't I hope you didn't go on just because the guy said he won't pay for your slot to remove you from the show.
No. They say I get my share.
Guys, since the day George made that statement, I noticed Sylvester's tune has been changing. I don't know who that.
No. We just gotta balance the two. But anyway, maybe I get my share of the 50 million. Okay, but you see, I'm not going to be politically correct here. Okay, I'm not going to be politically correct. Yeka Koruba is an honorable man. I don't know why they even use the. I don't know if it's a name or it's a title. Not everybody in our house should be called honorable. Okay, to be called honorable, you have to earn it. It's by merit. And I want to pose a question here. The district that Yeka Kolba represent, you think that everybody in that district is pleased with Yeka Kolba? There are not disenchanted people that they feel that Yeka Kolba is not representing them right. Should they talk to him like that? No. We have morals. You should set example as a representative. You are a role model. People look at you. So the message he's sending to his constituents is anytime you are disenchanted, this is how you behave. How can you as a lawmaker have an interview with the press? It can't be played on any station. You kill your own message. And I understand the thing the government is doing to him. I don't condone it. It's completely wrong. But sometimes our reaction can minimize the cost. You know, you have to, your action has to be able to justify. It's just that we're talking to police about the use of force. Okay? Yeta is using lethal force in this point. And now when we talk in our Liberian setting, I will go to the bush. It's almost as a figurative expression for war. Okay? I will go to the bush. It's a figurative expression for war. You can't say that. You know, there are so many things. Look at the Sierra Leone today. What happened? What they did not get the consequence of their reaction? So if you speak, we know you are frustrated. We know you're not treated right. But your choice of words as a lawmaker just not right. And he doesn't spare anybody. I'll conclude on this note. Even going down to the handicaps, and humiliate them. It's totally wrong, guys. That's not part of our culture. That's not part of our upbringing. I'll stop there.
Okay, I see Cindy is applauding you. But let me say this. You know,
he said it better than I would. He said it better, so that's a great job.
Okay, so that's a compliment for you. But let me say this. For that last point where you landed, we're gonna come to you next, Sharif, and then Godwin. You just have to set the camera, Godwin, get in the better position because right after Sharif will be coming to you, and then Daniel. But for that aspect where you talked about the handicap and the lawmaker referring to them, their leader in a certain way, you know, and some of the words he used on her. Now the politicians usually say that the political ground is a battlefield. So if you cannot stand the heat, don't make any attempt don't try ever to get in the kitchen. Because if you ever try doing that, whatever force you're going with, you will meet a reactionary force. Now, and based on that, they respond to situations differently. Now, I did not capture, I must say here for a fact, I did not capture at any point in time what Madame Pebe said about the lawmaker, but he said that she said something about him, denigrating about his choice of words, that he insults and blah blah blah, and because of that, he decided to go after her that way, which was a reaction based on her previous action of maybe going after him as a lawmaker. Something which I do not support, but I'm just saying this to say that the political ground sometimes is a battlefield. So if you're engaging, sometimes you have to expect that there will be a reaction or so.
Can I have 10 seconds? Let me just
Sheriff, my brother, give me 10
No,
seconds for
no,
your
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
your
no.
season,
What
man.
you talking about?
No, man, let me
Come
talk
on,
about.
man.
Yeah, you start
Just
But why
10
everybody
seconds will not
me,
kill you,
everybody
man.
me on
What's
this
that?
platform, and
10
nobody
seconds
is
will
willing
not
to
kill
give 10
you. You
seconds.
got acting like time and time when
No,
you're coming. Come
no,
on.
you start
10
doing
seconds
this.
will not kill
Okay,
you, bro.
No,
okay, but since we're just on Sylvester, let's give him 10 seconds to conclude. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but listen, no, they will not be. Although I support George on the show, but you not be fair to George because George then put their hand up to talk, and you give it to George, you give it to who you give it first, you give it to Cindy from Cindy, you give it to the other person, and then now you give it to the man. So although I support George, we on the opposite side, but let me be right. Like on the government we straight.
I
We
never
don't.
get
We
extra
not biased.
time.
We biased.
I
We
my
don't
Okay,
hand
be
up
so
since
biased.
Sherry, go ahead. The code rule
That's it.
against you,
Yeah,
Johnson. So, so Sherry,
Josh.
go ahead.
For me,
yeah,
salute
yeah.
me, said Josh. No problem, man.
Go
Oh.
ahead, Sherry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I heard all of you. In as much as we duly condemn Honorable Yeke Koluba statement, what he said today. But again, let's address the elephant in the room. Yeke Koluba is not the one that is he's the cause of insecurity issues in our country. Yeke Koluba is not a reason our civil servants are not getting paid. So let's address the cardinal cause of that issue, which is George Manawia. We look at our country today. We have listeners, people that are listening to us. Some of them went to bed today with Gary. Some of them went to bed with no food in their stomach. Some of them went to bed without hope of what they're going to eat tomorrow. Some of these family members, they have sick people in hospitals that they don't have money to get them out. Some of them are sick, they cannot go to hospital simply because they are not getting paid. Some of these people, they are going to bed tonight with the hope that they won't get robbed today by armed robbers. Some of these people today, in Liberia, they have lost confidence in our judicial system. Let's address this issue. Yeke Koluba is not the one causing those problems. Yeke Koluba is just an individual. He made a mistake, and we are beat on him since the entire show started. Who is holding a key to effect the change our people deserve is the man on top, George Weah, the man who has allocated $50 million for a campaign while the civil servants are not paid. The man who is the president of our nation today, that people are dying left and right with no justice. Auditors are dying. Their family are being left in limbo. We have a president today. He's the head of our nation. He's our papa. The man said we should buy CCTV and protect ourselves. He cannot even provide a basic security that every citizen deserves. That's the person we have to talk about, not Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba is not the one that paying our civil servant. Yeke Koluba is not the one that's going to take medication to our hospitals. Yeke Koluba is not the one that is in position of hiring doctors and nurses for our hospitals. Yeke Koluba is not the one that's going to face our roles.
Thank you,
Yeke
sir.
Koluba is not the one today that Grand Jide is disconnected from the rest of the counties. That's not Yeke Kuruba's fault. That's the president's fault. Yeke Kuruba is not the one that have created an environment where the investors are not even coming to our country.
Is that a justification for the use of invectives on the airwaves and the choice of words by the lawmaker, and even saying that he's going to go to the bushes? Is that a justification? Because
it's not a justification, and I have condemned it. However, let's address the elephant in the room. Yeke Kuruba is just an individual. He has no power to effect change in our country as a single person. Who has that power is the president of the Republic of Liberia, which is George Manuel Weah.
Thank you very much.
This is why we need competent leadership, and we are asking all you Liberians today.
I think Sherry wants to be self-regulated as well.
No. I mean, you guys interrupted me, my man. You're interrupting me. I didn't
Sherry,
you cut me up. This is the reason why when time comes to me, please, I don't want nobody to put their hand up.
Let me conclude.
Yeah, let me conclude. You didn't even give me a chance.
Okay, you have 10 seconds to conclude, Sheriff.
So this is what I'm asking my fellow Liberians. If you have a nation that lagging leadership, good governance, judicial systems, there's no system in place. You need somebody who can do the job. Where I'm working now, if I have few lapses in my performance, I'll be kicked out the next days. Somebody else will be hired. Why can't we set the same standard for presidency? George Weah is not performing. He's not doing nothing. This man spent more time at Jamaica Resort than at the executive mansion. And I listened to President Obama a few times. He said sometimes he spends his sleepless night thinking about the national issues. What does George Weah have sleepless nights on concerning Liberian national issues?
Thank you very much.
In various communities. Let's be serious, my
Thank
people.
Thank you very much.
Number 2 on the ballot.
Thank you. I'm Sheriff. Thanks a lot. Going. The floor is yours, and then after you will go.
Yeah. Thank you, Nelson, for affording me the time this evening at my end. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. Yes, I've been in the back for some time, and I've been listening to all the guys giving their training issues and what have you. For my thought as it relates to Honorable Yeke Kuruba, I think if I will condemn those words that are not usable in our society, that have come from the mouth of the Honorable Yeke Kuruba, I will also want to caution or encourage many Liberians to also condemn some of the statements being uttered by our president and some of the actions and behaviors of guys of the ruling establishment. Yes, Yeke might go to the bush. The phrase going to the bush is relative, and people might go to the bush for so many things. And I mean, Yeke saying going to the bush, I mean, Yeke may go to the bush to go and hunt. He may go to the bush to go and look for the guild devil or the country devil. I mean, so many things people go to the bush. I may wake up one morning and say, I'm going to the bush. I'm going to hunt to look for groundhog or deer or opossum.
Some see that as a threat to national security, to the peace of the country.
I would not see that as a threat to national security. Trust me. And the provocation by guys of the ruling establishment is beyond of our expectation. We have seen in recent time guys of the ruling establishment toting casket of the picture of leading political party candidate. That alone is a provocation.
Thank you.
Don't you think that guys from the Unity Party could also retaliate? It will cause chaos, and some of the words being used by the president. And I don't understand if the president really understand the word exists. If he was really speaking to sedition, if you come here to disturb, then I don't think you should exist. Do the president know the meaning of exist? To exist me you are visible. You can do things. But for the president to be uttering such statement, I mean, it should be some of the statements used by the president should be condemned. While we also condemn Yeke Koruba, the Honorable Yeke Koruba statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. And we move to Daniel. Daniel, you want to give your brother George 10 seconds?
No problem.
I know
No
CDC
problem.
will be mean to sedition.
No problem. If George can come for 10 seconds, then I'll roll.
Okay, Josh.
Look,
Finally, you got it done.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I get it done. So here's the thing, guys. Let me tell you, we all watched the documentary of Charles Sitter bringing war to Liberia. He did not get a truck's load of ammunition to come from Ivory Coast to pass through Butuo. They crossed the river swimming. They did not bring ammunition. So going in the bush, you don't say where the weapon, where you will get a weapon, where you will get the money from, where you will get this and that from. They came into the country and they used the same weapons that were in the country from AFL, and they did all the killing that happened in Liberia. So we should not excuse anybody here. But the fact of the matter is that my brother is here saying that he can be going for groundhog. He can go. Where are we, my people? Sometimes I really wonder, where are we? You looking at the truth. The man is telling you he will go in the bush.
So what the man told you that I'm going to the bush for, Josh?
Okay. The reason why we are here, the reason why among 5 million people, we are selected to be here because we are in certain class. We can think. Because they get something they call intuition. They got certain things when people give you clue, you can analyze what they give you the clue for and find what that person is talking about. If somebody tells you that I will go in the bush, if I went in the village and my uncle told me, say, oh George, same food on the fire, I go in the bush, I know he's going to get animal, right? If I come in the city and then a lawmaker from the parliament who is insulting everybody that disagree with him,
that's not 30 seconds.
I know he's going for war.
But Daniel Tan eating that Daniel sit down there.
No, I'm not eating your time. Don't worry. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. People are saying that the man is frustrated. The man is good. Let me tell you now. They are Bino society and the disability society, right? The reason why he abused the woman like that is because the woman disagree with him.
Okay.
He want to disagree with the government, but nobody should disagree with him. When you disagree with the government, you want the government to sit down. But when people disagree with him, you will cause their mind, you will tell them how they were born. And these are the type of people we follow here, and we call ourselves elite group of people here on this platform. It's a shame on you guys for supporting this kind of negative attitude.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Josh, for exhausting the the total 1 minute 30 seconds that was allotted for Daniel. Daniel, your CDC brother already exhausted your time.
I don't know. I want you to give him the chance. You know, I think.
But he has eaten all.
He just 1 minute. Nothing. I pay for him 1 minute, but put a clap so you can see it because I won't be transparent. You know. Yeah.
Daniel, go ahead. Take 1 minute quickly, sir.
Nelson, it pains me. When I hear other guys here supporting the ideology of Yeke Koruba, I think in recent times I said that, and it has been clear. Yeke Koruba is a warlord. This is not something that we should paint white. We all are in the know-how of Yeke's, past history. Yeke Koruba was a child soldier who ate human being. So if he come here to say, he'll go back to the bush, we shouldn't paint it white. I have to say we don't know why you
say nothing with all facts.
No. Take it back.
I want to address Brother Sherry. I beg you, give me a minute.
Let Daniel conclude.
I want to address Brother Sherry. We cannot be on a platform. I think people are in radio land, and then we allow people to be misled. You see, some of us, we are not those who brag anyways. But I've been in the capital building. I'm a mentee of Honorable A. Marshall Dennis of Benjiga County.
You're having a
some part of legislator. It's something Mr. Sherry said.
Your hat. Take out your hat.
And there's just a Marvin Gaye, I beg you, is a little bit, I don't know. I beg you, let it be, and tomorrow further, let me quickly go. It's something he said. How will you say Yeke Koruba is not responsible for the insecurity? or security system.
Yeah.
How will you say that? Who is Yeke Koluba in the Republic of Liberia? He's a member of the legislature. And what's the function of the legislature? According to Article 34, you talk about power. You say he doesn't have the power, and the executive has the power. So I want to carry back to Article 34 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. What's the power? The legislature has the power to provide.
You call my name. Can I respond?
The legislature has the power to provide for the security of the republic. So how will you tell me?
Yeah, but Sherry, just let's have the guy to learn.
Yeah, but
you see it. So I didn't agree with that. Another thing you said, you said he doesn't have that particular power, and he is not responsible for for the people suffering in the republic. Then I will ask you, how do you mean when the legislature is power is legislative power?
Thank you.
See Article 34, section D.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he called my name. He called my name. Can I read 30 seconds? He called my name.
So the same thing George did, he called my name. That is into you got me.
Yeah,
of course, I need to talk. You call my, I need to make correction.
My man,
okay, make the correction. Make the correction.
My brother, I'm sad. You come on here and just
UP station here.
And just show.
But then you pace.
Oh, that's why I'm not getting away.
Go ahead.
Okay, my brother, I'm so sad that you just come on here and then you just show your lack of knowledge on issues. I said Yeke Koluba as an individual. Does he have power to control the police? The police as a unit? No. Yeke Koluba as an individual. Does he have command on the military of Liberia? No. My brother, come on now.
Guys, we're not being back and forth.
This is not kindergarten. Start showing your. Come on. I don't want to say this word, man.
Don't even say it.
My man.
Wait, get it, Mr. Afo.
Okay, so gentlemen, we need to make progress. We'll go to the line shortly to take some calls.
What are you talking behind there? What are you doing here? This women, what are you talking?
So
I'm not pissed. I cannot afford to go behind. That man got 6 men over here.
So we want to take two. Okay, let's say 3 other persons who are watching right now. We want to bring in 3 new persons to just make their point quickly on this issue. Then we'll go to the lines. So since we already have Josh on here, I will remove Daniel from studio shortly. Daniel, we will afford you the time to come back in studio and make and do your closing. And Godwin, I want to remove you shortly as well. And then you guys will still have the time to come back to do your closing. Let me post the link now in the comment section. We need 3 new persons to come on to share their thoughts on this issue just before we go to the line. So the link is there in the comment section. Click on that link. If you're using an Android device, copy the link and paste it in your browser, and then just put your information in. It's just as simple as that. And then you can go ahead and do your stuff from there. So and then we have to bring one more person in, another person. So I decongested the studio a bit so you guys can now come on. Let's take Alexander Peters. Alexander, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much, Nancy Colette. Salute you, my brother. Salute Bala. Salute you, sir. All right, so let me just go strictly to my point about Yeke Koluba. I overheard a guy who said Yeke Koluba was a child soldier and whatsoever. So you should know that being a child soldier, you are basically being forced to hold gun and fight. Okay, that's fine. I condemn his statement. Nobody need war in Liberia, yes, but because of frustration, like what everybody's saying, that's what make him to do what he's doing. Just Yeke Koluba make a statement. He said, if the government bring gun, I will bring gun. If the government throw stone at my house, I will throw stone at their house. So But people are not looking. We're not looking at Yeke Koluba. Are you looking at the same Mayor Jefferson Tamakochi? What Jefferson Tamakochi said? He said they would do anything at all costs to win the election. Whether they would kill, whether they would do anything. You listen to his statement. Jefferson Tamakochi, I still get a recording. He said it. But people are not looking at Yeke because Yeke are opposition. They're not looking at Yeke. We opposition, we need to stand for the truth, and the truth will set us free.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alexander Peters. So we will remove Alexander. We want to open it as much as possible. We'll remove Alexander and bring in, I see Edwin Wheeler. Let me bring Emmanuel Za. Okay, Emmanuel Zaza. I see Liberia. It means he doesn't represent any political party. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're loud and clear. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I listen to everyone, and I want to speak on two things. The first thing, all of you here may have heard of the lady called Mariah Morgan Lucan. Mariah was campaigned against by Aaron Costa, and when she was taken to court, she was guilty of child trafficking. If you remember, it was after that case that the government gave law that anybody living in the country with a child should provide document to that child that they actually adopted the child or they have right to care the child. When Yeke family were traveling, it was one of the reasons that they stopped him, because one of the children, he couldn't provide document for the child. Those of you who are journalists or who are following Henry Costa, if you follow the story, that was why Yeke Koluba was stopped. His family was stopped at the airport. Yeke Koluba came on and said his children's food was seized because he's a article critic of the government, which is not true. Let's get that part straight. The second part is the reason I said Liberian. Most of us here, we bad people and allow things to happen. It brought CDC on us. That the same thing will bring Unity Party on us, because we believe on somebody in opposition, they should always be right. The president was being insulted, and out of frustration, he said, anybody who insult the president, you're not walking the street. We all condemn him for saying that out of frustration. Yeke Koluba is also speaking out of frustration today, and we say because he's speaking out of frustration, we shouldn't condemn him. We should be Liberian enough to know what hurts Liberia and know what is good for Liberia. It's not because you are in opposition, so everything in opposition should be good, or because you are a ruling party, so you are supporting a ruling party, so everything in the ruling party should be good. If we do that, we are destroying Liberia. Liberia should be above any other thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Before I go, I will also blame the journalist. Somebody said to blame the journalist. I think the person is right. You cannot play certain things to your family, to your children, but you go and record somebody making all sort of statements, and you put on the air for people to listen to them. If they don't want to help Liberia be good, they should have a block out on certain statements. Tell the people this statement can record, and people could know that will stop going there. The person will start behaving right. We ourselves are supporting people to behave the way they're behaving. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Emmanuel Zaza. Yeah. So let's take Edwin. Edwin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Nelson, for welcoming me tonight, and thanks to the rest of the folks on tonight. Hope you guys are doing pretty good tonight.
Okay. Yeah, you can share your thoughts on this issue quickly.
Okay, I came in late, but prior to that, I listened to a couple of conversations you guys were having about Honorable Yeke Koluba. I do have concerns about his choice of words. Yeke is one person who would not mince his word. He will speak his mind, and I respect that. If I will use those same words, I would say no, I would not use those words. But like one of your earlier contributors said, what makes a man angry? Makes a man shame, makes him angry. Where are our elders? Where are our religious leaders? Yeke is just not an ordinary person in Liberia. He's an honorable man in the House of Representatives. If Yeke is going out every day and he's using these words, is there anybody in the land who wants to know what is happening? Is there anybody in the land who wants to investigate? Like, what can we do? Why is Yeke this angry? Why is Yeke always out? What have they done? Yeke took the government to ECOWAS court. He won his case. ECOWAS asked the government to pay Yeke. The government up to today has refused to pay Yeke. And sometimes when ECOWAS speak, that's why some of us get a little bit angry about ECOWAS when they come out. They only wait when there's school somewhere, when there's something going on, and they come, they want to flex their muscles. You have a court that you are supporting with member states funding, and that court rule in favor of people. And then you sit down there some parliament and do nothing. There are a lot of cases where the cabinet case, the Mother Nestido case, that they rule in favor of those people. But President Weah and his guys said, hell to ECOWAS, we're not going to honor your ruling from your court, and nothing has been done up to today. And nothing has been done.
Well, it was what do you think? Was it okay, or is it really okay for Representative Yeka Koluba to be using some of the words?
In my opening statement, I said I will not use those words. They are his choice of word. I would not use them.
Unmute? I'm hearing myself. I don't know whether it's Ajay using it.
Are you not hearing me?
We're hearing you there, but at the same time, there's a feedback.
Are you still getting the feedback?
I think you can go ahead.
Yeah, please let me know. I don't know why this is happening on my phone. Maybe I have to be coming home from my laptop next time. You know, if the sound is better right now, I want to apologize.
Just conclude. Yeah, just conclude.
Yeah, I want to apologize for that. But then, so we have to find out. I heard somebody saying there are X number of representatives and senators in the House, and Yeke is the only one that's complaining like this. What are we doing about it? Are we just going to sit down every day and label the man, this angry man who uses profanity, as we might term it? I think it's about time that our elders, our statesmen, try to funnel, go deep down to this root. I will not use these words, but there is a need to find out what is going on. Yeke is right, and nobody's listening. The government in itself, every day they are doing something to push Yeke to the wall, and I think it's not helpful. They are supposed to maintain the security.
Thank you. So we'll bring the last two persons on. We'll bring the last two persons on. Then we go to the lines for input. The link is in the comment section. If you're watching the show, you just click on the link. You'll be able to come on, and you can make your input here on the discussion. So let me bring Takeme Power. Hope I got it right. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. You're clear. You're okay. It's great to have you on the show. Welcome to the late night Politics on Spoon.
Thank you, my brother. Nancy, I'm happy you can put me inside here so I can tell the same thing all of you people then talking with Labia business.
Mm-hmm. What's your take?
You see, Nancy, the Liberian people, when something really to happen inside the hill, the people then that sit down in the hill, they can see the trouble will come to Libya. But the people then that sit down on the hill, they will already not see the power what the people then can tell them about. You see, all the people, let me take a look what man about. All the people, all of your people then you're talk here today, it will not buy, yeah. But and that boy, Georgie, I'll let you. I will call you, me, you will talk someday. But then you can be your talk, all of your talk BB book, our people then all over the day, yet you can be say we'll go to the buoy, it will not go to the buoy, what they will do, we don't know. But our onion saying one thing you can will talk. You can say the lesson here, the people then come in Koto, nobody must sitting inside. Let the people then vote come inside collect. If somebody vote with chicken, let the chicken win. If you say the duffer win, let the duffer win. But the duffer will not win, you go say chicken win. The boss say if you do it that one, we will not agree. What he may all the BB boy your toy, you no one to that one. You get that loophole. You're American people, some of them you can sing song, you'll be cursing people. That they sing song, we are killing them, we go to the next club, they be jumping over. But that the English, you say that English no good. But that the English, the people that make music where they can be jumping all over. My man, my bad, that one do they want. You'll be talking plenty. You say that music, you can be cursing inside. But that the music you can be dancing to. The car people then, the way the people then to up, they got some people they can cussing when they talk. They got some people they don't cussing. Right here, You Joe, when you talking, you can talk slow, but you talk plenty things we say. And Shelly, when it talk small action, but it talk we say. The boy call Senny ready to talk, Senny to talk slow. My boy Maluba not talk slow, a pulling is that power. So all of you get different way to talk, but it talk with one idea. All of human being. So Yaka is not supposed to be cause man, cause they're not woman who cause problem for the people then who are there. The people cause problem, that the people then say cause problem. When they cause problem, tell them. Don't cause a woman business. So next before I go, I just want to you Labia primary that we Liberian people. Because we can see the chicken and where we see a black. So that all I got to say. But I'm just warning you. And the people then that care power or election are people that be in present. That then care power or election. The people then want become pleasant, they don't care power or election. Because the people that care election business, that person point them there before they be there. You understand what I thought? No sitting in the election. I will about open the day. Next thing, thank you. Good night with all of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. But listen, we will appreciate if you can come on most times and just bring this flavor to it. Yeah,
I agree, bro. I agree. No problem.
Yeah. Anytime we'll see the link.
Yeah.
I had to remove people because
Edwin, you got my name there. But Jaga Kuruba did not go to the ECOWAS court. He went to the Supreme Court. So that's just the information.
So you gotta respect the Supreme Court? You don't respect the Supreme Court?
Hey, I mean our information.
No, but my man, that did that thing. You don't respect the Supreme Court.
Thank you.
You don't respect no law in that country.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think we have to. Okay, let me bring this person on very quick. Then we'll go to the lines. I will have to remove somebody. Okay, somebody remove that already.
Daniel still on in the bag.
Oh, so you're advocating for your brother?
Advocating for Daniel.
Yeah, I want him to come so I can go.
But what happened to the white man I want to show?
You don't bring racist in here.
Nothing happened to him, man. Wait, get everyone from man.
Now you the one you took the man off that you supposed to.
No. Don't put me in situation I can't handle. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You live. What? My man, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Please introduce it.
One Voice TV.
Huh?
On place one Voice TV.
Okay, on place one. Okay, all in one. Okay, but go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah. You. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
Do you hear me loud and clear?
Very well.
Very good. Okay. My name is, I want to say one thing. My name is, you see the name One Place, One Voice TV. It was a station I had and that I used to host. What I came to just ask you guys a question. I know everyone is saying, I'm hearing an echo in the back. I don't know. It's me, you guys.
Sir,
go ahead. You good? Go ahead. You good?
Okay. So we'll give you 1 minute 30 seconds to make your point because we're about to go to the lines.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So my question is, what caused? I'm hearing background noise.
You good? You can go ahead. You good? We can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Any monitor you have, if you're watching the show on other things, put it up.
But you're good. We can hear you. So just go ahead. We'll hear you though.
Okay.
It's delayed.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm hearing the background noise. I think it's from my side.
Okay. So yeah.
So let me go out and come back, right?
Yeah. Hopefully. Just hopefully.
Okay,
so we can go to the lines. We can go to the lines. Folks out there listening to us, you can call in. The number to call is 0. We'll take the local calls first, and then we'll go to WhatsApp to take some calls from there. You can call us on 0777-771075 or 0555-101075, and you'll be live on the program tonight, the late night show. Of course, the late night politics on Spoon. We're here tonight talking about Liberia, and of course, if you've been following the discussion, then you can call in to make your contribution to the program tonight by calling the numbers. Let's take the first call. So we'll take 8 calls from our local lines, and then we take 5 from the WhatsApp. Once the time is right, I will ping the WhatsApp number on the screen. But let's take this person. Hello, you live. Good morning. You are low. You are coming very low. You're very low. Okay, sorry. Let's take this person. Hello.
Good morning.
No, you're still low, sir. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Your name and where you call from?
This is Lawrence. Thank you.
Lawrence, you have to put a little energy in your voice and go ahead. Make your point, sir. Quickly.
Hello, this is Lawrence. I'm from Togo.
Yeah, go ahead. Make your point.
You guys, thank you for your show. So the first time calling about, I will listen to you, but I want to know what I must have arrested. Oh, but I want to know the political number.
You want to know the what number?
The bullet paper and that on the play.
The what play?
Les mêmes vote for Yeke number.
The comment paper?
The voting paper.
The ballot paper.
On the ballot paper, he want to know Yeke's position.
His position on the ballot paper.
Yeah.
Right, my father is
Okay. Oh, you raised the Oro, but you live Oro?
No. I
you live Duburu, but you went Oro to register. But why did you go to Oro to register?
Well, Yeke Bene.
Well, you have already made a very big application for us.
Okay,
thank you. For what?
Gentlemen, yeah, please mute. Yeah, please mute, please.
But it's not illegal under our laws, though.
We don't. I don't want to remove people. Please, let's try to give our callers a time. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, my name is Mo Bobo. I'm calling from district number 4.
Yeah, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah. You know, you can sometimes the way you can come up with an issue that why the way the approach can make it bad. You know, when people saying other people in government insulting, how about the president? Can look at a Frank Kennedy talking to Joseph Iman Boaga talking about he don't respect Joseph Iman Boaga as a sitting president, and he know that party older than in age. Then he's making that type of statement. When you get invest on an issue, making a statement, then people getting angry when you they say you can rule in approaching the people. Maybe real. The president himself has on the same problem. When you also to approach Mr. Boaga, the way he can approach that papi, he can approach the papi with all no due respect. That's why when you get there sitting on the side looking seeing such a thing like that, that's how they can respond to it.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Lorenzo Babenjima, and I'm calling from Ralphie Highway this morning.
Lorenzo, go ahead quickly.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys so much for the show. I listened to every one of you guys. I've said it all. But what I want us to drive on this topic.
Nelson is off. That's why we can't get him.
Internet giving power. So I think we'll just like I don't have a number for any call from the state, so and my phone I'm using. So what we can do, we just can come out with any topic until the man can come on and stuff.
All right, let me come in.
What you want to say?
No, I think the other topic that we're going to discuss earlier, according to Nelson, we're going to sell our candidates. So if we want to do the round.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
start with my candidate because I gotta go.
So if we was,
I
yeah, come
got
in.
one call here. I got one call here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
we
my
not
brother
coming
from
for the
Germany.
man.
You say you want to participate on the show. Go ahead.
I meant what they call me.
Good evening, guys. I'm Jeremy Tupa. You getting me? Jeremy Tupa, and I'm calling for Hamburg, Germany. You see, it's a start for our country. You understand? People in the opposition now is applauding Yeke. For someone to remind Yeke, big, fucking pleasant people, insulting the president and other people. Who are they disagree? But you know, instead of George Yeke tomorrow, you sit on the platform now because we're supporting the opposition and what nothing to say about Yeke behavior. One thing I know, what goes around, comes around. And yesterday with George, I want to offer the action we take today. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we start. Josh will make you second to the last because we won't start
I
from you.
gotta go, man. Mama, my man, we get election here, local election here. I gotta go vote. So the thing is that here, when you don't vote, they fine you. We forced to vote here.
Okay. 1 minute 30 seconds. 1 minute 30 seconds.
All right, guys. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and the people of Liberia, I want you to vote 18 George Weah for president of the Republic of Liberia. Here's the reason why. Vote George Weah for continuity of development. No, we are not saying that everything is perfect in Liberia. No. George Weah is not even happy with what it is now in Liberia, but he knows there's a lot to be done, and there's a lot he's doing, and there's a lot he will do. Give him the next 6 years so that our lives can be better, so that people like Yeke Koluba will be in the past, that our children will learn morality instead of cursing people and cursing others. That people will not just because they disagree with you, you go and abuse them on radio. That will not happen. George Weah is there to protect our rights as a people, our freedom of speech. However, in freedom of speech, there is responsibility. People have to take responsibility of what they do. And I'm promising you now, on behalf of George Weah, that if you are in Liberia and you work hard, there will be a place for you in our society, a place that will give you a better life, that you will not suffer. But the first thing you have to do, first, your contribution to the nation rebuilding is to be hardworking and be determined to do something. You cannot sit down in the house and expect to get everything you want. But once you loosen your hand, you fold your hands, there's a place for you in our economy, and you will live a life that is worth living. Thank you. Good night, and God bless you.
Thank you, Josh. All right, Sandy. You mute.
So yes, sorry, it took me a minute to get off mute. Well, the discussion has been good again tonight, like always, and I want to thank the Liberian people for listening to us. We are reminded tonight that we just have 39 more days to make what I believe will be some of the the best decision of your life, especially the young people. And I want to speak to the first voters and all Liberians listening to us. Look, our country has taken a downward trend under the George Weah administration, and it would take a very serious and experienced leader that is ready to work on day one to tackle the issues. It will take a leader who will be fully involved and a leader who knows how to face the Liberian economy so that all of us can benefit from our resources. That leader that I present to you is Mr. Alexander Cummings. Mr. Cummings comes from a corporate background, as you all may know by now. Mr. Cummings comes from a background where he understands and knows.
Okay. Thank you. Let's hold you there. Thanks a whole lot. Did you guys have a call or something here, or were you just doing? we lost.
No, we had Jerry had a one call, and then we were going to the next topic when you just came in. But
okay, let me just squeeze in 2 more calls. Okay, let me just squeeze in 2 more calls from here, and then we take the 4 calls from WhatsApp. Then we move quickly to the next talking point. This person here. Good morning. Okay, go ahead. You're live. Okay, go ahead, Moses.
Oh, it is not get dominated. Oh, it all are dominated again. Where to be at so it corrupt because the president. If the Pope may say, he get the horse as a horse representative, he get people there to care for me, so that doesn't care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go there and take the final person. No, please reduce the volume of that radio. Walk away from a radio. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you quickly.
My name is Asif Chikola and I call from Lakasi.
Okay, go ahead.
You see the problem with Yeke has been from the person. The person has been allocating Yeke from day one up to today. And even the vast president of this country have also joined the president to allocate Yeke. The people make a powerful, they say when you push somebody to the wall, they will hit back. And we are telling the sedition, we're telling CDC, if they cheat, just as why you can say we all are singing the same song. When they cheat, they get the wrong side of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take this. Let's now go to the WhatsApp line and take a few calls from there. Hello.
Hello, Nas. How you doing?
Yeah, go ahead quickly. You live.
Oh, yeah, this is Bien Gabo from Philadelphia.
Go ahead.
Nelson, I think the other day I said it. Let's say the spear is a spear. Let us condemn the act of using profound languages, especially attacking people's personality. We know that you are high, fine, but I think we should be able to have a separate manner in which we can go through for people to yell black. Not to abuse, because nowadays we got our kids. There's an international, you got journalists, you got kids that go on the social media listening to that kind of abusive language. It doesn't show no respect.
Thank you.
And especially you are a lawmaker. People look after you to be a role model. So not because we say Yeke Koruba is angry, so meaning that you should just stay in the public and abuse and abuse and abuse.
Thank you.
Even
Thank you
down to
very
the
much.
females.
Let's hold you there.
We don't want
Thank
to
you.
hold that into high esteem.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let's take this person. Okay. Hello. Wow. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. You live.
Okay. I'm from Texas. I just want to first of all say everybody keeps calling saying that people encouraging Yeke for using those words. Nobody, all the people I heard talking on this platform, never heard anybody saying, "Oh, Yeke is right for using the words he used." People said it. And talking, when so a good for Yeke to cause the president, so a good for the president to be causing Yeke and be treating Yeke the way he treat him too. Yeah, that'd be fair to everything. Yeah, Yeke is using words that some of. I know what a man is reading till you walk a mile in his shoes. Yeke does not want to go back to live the way he's been living for the past 6 years under this government.
Wow. Hello. Are you there?
Take it. Because only him, his family is out of the country. He has to be traveling all the time to go see his family and everything. Nobody's living the way he's living, and he doesn't want. And maybe he's the only person voicing that, but a lot of people feel that way too. Nobody like the choice of words that Yeke use. But let's be honest, Judge Ware is not the only human being living in the country. The same way how his office needs to be respected, Yeke is a lawmaker. His office also needs to be respected. And if Yeke is not being pushed the way he's being pushed, he will never talk the way he talked. So let's be honest, and something, and nobody, then what are we all afraid of? He said, if this happened, we should be addressing the issue that he's talking about. So everybody should be going talking, oh, we shouldn't let this happen. Because Yeke said this one, if you're afraid of war, you should be afraid of what and he's talking about happening too, because he can't live that life for the next 6 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take this person here on this line. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Habib, and I'm calling from Germany.
Go ahead, Abby.
You know, we have to be very fair to ourselves when we say we want to change in the country. What a president we are, what a XYZ. We don't encourage in the first place for Yeke past record to be one of just little general to be threatening the peace. I heard this lady saying that
But Habib had called earlier.
No.
He called earlier.
Ghana with his family. If the
okay.
government want to come after Yeke, why they will leave Yeke and go for Yeke family?
Thank you.
We need to be real.
Thank you very much, Abby. Thanks a lot. Let's hold you there and take another person on the line here. Hello. We lost this person. The number on the screen there is not for you to call direct. That number is for you to call via WhatsApp. So please do that. Hello.
Hi, Logan. How are you?
Yes. Good. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Alex Menebo calling from Minnesota.
Okay, Alex.
I'm sorry that. Yeah, I'm sorry that one of the panelists, George Wheaton, had left. He said something during your discussion. It's concerning. He tried to accuse Spoon TV, Unity Party TV. Those kind of utterance is not good. You are sedition, and the people allow you to come on the platform promoting your party candidate. Then how dare you see Spoon TV, Unity Party TV? Your government already want to ban Unity Spoon TV, and the people give you opportunity to kind of promote your jobs we are. Then you accusing them. In fact, I can say that there's a much more moderate to you than any other person on our platform. And how dare you say that you need the party TV?
Thank you.
Otherwise, they can create parliament society. So I wanted to talk to him, but I'm sorry that he left, but I know you're hearing me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you very much for that. We'll take the last person here. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. You live. Yeah, you live.
Yes. My name is Rose Hopkins. Yes, I'm calling from Thailand. Yes.
The gadget. Yes. Let me come here a bit. The gadget you are using to monitor the show. We appreciate if you can just reduce the volume significantly so that we don't hear ourselves in the background.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
My name is Rose Hopkins. Yes, hello to you all. My name is Rose Hopkins, and I'm calling from Thailand. Yes, I've been listening, here and there, this Yeke story. And I want us all to know that this is not even about Yeke right now. This is about our country. And my own view and point in this whole thing here is, for me, I'm not even for George Weah. Let me be frank, I don't even like the George Weah name before I would say any other thing. It's my president, yes, but the fight here is I want us to think, because there's a voting thing that we get into in a few weeks from now. Let us do it wisely. We're thinking about, we want George Weah there. We want George Weah there. We're thinking the next person that we put in there, we know we're going to happy. So we really need to think and just sit down and say, okay, let them just go for the next 6 years. Let's see what will happen. Then we all put ourselves together and then see what next we can do. Because right now, like, we're going to go for military government. Yeah, the government that will come there and just fire everybody up and just scatter things and fix things. Because we're not ready yet. In our country, my brother, we're not ready yet. So that it there, my people, let's sit down and say, let the people go for 6 years, they finish, then we think, what next to do? We fix it.
Thank you very much for your contribution. We highly appreciate that. Wow. Okay, let me squeeze this final person in. Hello? Oh, okay, we lost that person. So I will come back to you guys so we wrap this thing up.
Yeah, that'll be the fight.
Okay, so Mobile, we'll start with you. You can come in. So basically you can do your closing. We'll afford 2 minutes to each person to do that. You can say why should anybody elect your candidate or your political party. If you don't support any political party, you can also say why you think this current administration should maintain, or why you think the current administration should not be given another 6 years by the Liberian people, and we can have the conversation going around the table. So take the stage,
Thank you.
Moba.
Thank you, Nelson. Well, I will start by saying, I wanted for Josh to be here so I can address some issues pertaining to your case. Anyway, hey, brother Daniel here. You see, you guys talk about the rule of law. You still respect the rule of law. ECOWAS gave a mandate for Cabinet Janet case. You don't listen to it. The same Yaga Kodoba went to the Supreme Court and he won his case, but the government should have given his money up to this time. The government gave him money, and our brother just sat on the same platform saying that the government right to not give him the money. They played just working in Australia. He working $1 per month or a week, 2 weeks, 1 week he get paid. If he get paid for 1 week, when he sue that company, the company will pay maybe times 50 of that money. That's how the people country run. But he's sitting here today because it's not in his shoe, he's in Liberia, and he's saying different thing that's not even confined with our law, our labor law.
So why should anybody why should someone listening to you now, I understand you support JMB, why should someone vote for JMB?
Now what I'm going
And
to now.
why do you think the CDC should not be re-elected, since you come
That's the reason the rule of law. The rule they are violated the rule of law. All the rules of law have been violated under this government, and we all know. If you vote JMB, I think one time I explained some story about JMB. Let me just take 30 seconds of my 2 minutes. JMB has an employee who worked for him as a driver. And the driver should be able to work by maybe two hours, maybe like that's 8 a.m. in the morning. And the driver went to work 9 o'clock. You know what he did? He sent the driver home and he put him down for like 2 weeks. And the driver said, traffic, he said, no. He said, because if you are in America, if the people tell you to go to work 2 o'clock, you will be to work 2 o'clock. My brother Nelson knows. Nelson is a supervisor. He knows what I'm saying. He knows. We respect time. So if you vote JMB, the rule of law will be respected. If you vote JMB, the justice system will not be selective. If not who I know you or I don't know you, no. It will be straight, because if he can do it to his driver, he can do it to anybody. You understand? So JMB is the only alternative. Like if change that country from the doldrums. Right now, as we speak, in that country is in the doldrums, it's in the dumper, it's in the swamp, it's in the mud. Right now, the only person that can take it off is Joseph Yumabwaka.
Thank you very much.
Go Ottawa 10, vote JMB number 2. And let me conclude by saying this. Go to joebwaka.com, make your contribution. Even when $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, any amount you can afford. My people from the Unity Party, please, y'all go make your donation and submit.
Thank you very much, Moba. So Cindy will take you, but before we take it, let me just squeeze 2 calls in quickly. Those two callers have already been on our back, so let's just give them 30 seconds to just make a point. Hello, go ahead. You're live.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, go ahead. Yes, you're live.
My point is to the first gentleman I called. I said that the government were after your family. No, the government after your but your family live in a home that they're always coming, shooting and throwing rocks in there. That's not a condition that you would want your family to live in. That's why he got his family out of there. And then lady that just called talking about she just was 6 more years. She said I ain't Thailand. That's what she talking like that. If she was in Liberia going through what the people are going through, she would not be talking about somebody giving judge. We have 6 more years or wait 6 more years before changing him. If she can go back to Liberia, let me see whether she will make those comments.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take the final call here, Bernard. Go ahead. Hello. Hello? Okay. Hello?
Yeah. Oh, how are you? I'm Bernard from Australia. Can I talk now,
Yeah,
please?
you're live.
On your show?
Just make your point quickly, sir. You're live.
Yeah, please. I want to tell all your panelists over there, especially the CDC panelists, there is nowhere in the world somebody working and he benefit. He can get it. He go to the lower court. He won the case. He go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court told the speaker for them to pay Yeke Koluba. Up to now, they haven't paid him.
Okay.
And then to the singer, the CDC man, why is it now they are against Yeke for that remark? When General Power, who is guarding Georgia resident, he said that they wanted to arrest Yeke Koluba or he will fund a crew defense force. Why they didn't arrest him? Why Georgia, the chief justice, all the people, the minister of justice didn't arrest him? It is because you're a CDC man. Yeke never committed any crime.
Thank you very much.
It is a legitimate right to voice it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
And let her answer my question, please. I monitor.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So Cindy, you can go ahead. After Cindy, we'll take Edwin, and then Jerry will be next.
But Sandy, you are already concluding when you came up.
Jerry, if you try that again.
But let Sandy go ahead, my man. Sandy go. Let me control the show for a little bit because I'll soon be going home from work.
Thank you.
I got it.
Well, look, again, I just want to say thank you to all of you. I mean, the exchanges here, I have gotten used to, just come here and enjoy all of us sharing our ideas. We all do it because we love our country. It doesn't matter who we support. We do all of this because we all have Liberia at heart. To my Liberian people, again, I just want to say, look, we are in a very serious time. Our country has been put backward instead of moving forward. And that's why we need a serious leader to take us forward, but in a very effective and efficient way. That means, simple like English, good and fast. And the only person in the race that have been tested to do that in the corporate world, we talk about changing system. The only person that have been tested to have worked for a system that work and want to implement same system in our country so that we as a people can enjoy such a system. The only person that has been tested to grow an economy for a very large business for many years, and that is ready on day one to do it for our country. That person is Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. My friends then here will come here and tell you, say, the man that Johnny just come. Our simple like brain English, let me get that to our trial. They will say the man that Johnny just came, he just came yesterday. Now that Johnny just can't we talking here. What are the people, some of the people that have been here a long time ago, the system that they have used, that system has not worked for us. We have tried them.
Now, Sandy, the system you're talking about for Mr. Cummings and everything that maybe the strategies he applied, the contributions he made. Someone listening to you now that you're trying to convince may just be saying that system is far way different from the system that's in Liberia, and Mr. Cummings's experience could not match, or it will not be able to fit in or bring about any difference, considering that there's a whole different system in the two different locations we're talking about.
And that would be laughable if someone said that, and we can tell them, look, the system that has worked in Liberia, the political system, how we've been managing our country, how we've been growing the economy, how we've been treating our employees, how we've been treating everyone in government, how we take the government in here. It hasn't worked for Liberia. It hasn't worked. We need a serious mindset. We need to transform Liberia for the best. We need to transform Liberia for the best. And that's why we need somebody who has worked in a system that has worked to bring same ideas in Liberia so that it can work for all of us. Liberia is a small country, but our mindset, how we run things, has not worked for that country. And that's why we need Mr. Cummings, who understands the economy, who knows how to grow the economy. And that's why we need Mr. Cummings, who is a deal maker, who will make deals so that our resources will benefit us.
Okay.
That's why we need Mr. Cummings, who is serious about the security, who is serious about our education, who is serious about the healthcare. So, but you get my will say, I'm out right you want to, or you got out, Nemo see out, okay? Jay, or you got get floor, or play on your hour, say, you say floor one blade. Who say floor one blade, I blew on when ma. Jay and Jay, I do out blue one, you get a swing, dear down nowhere. Eddie Zana come you or Diga or Blip Floor one or go to go or go anywhere. Every attempt on play by Eddie Zana Montaka more for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You know, these commenters, I can't understand them. The man is selling his candidate, and then somebody wrote something. You know, I don't even know how that thing got on
You
the
wanted
screen.
me to be
And
the
then,
fighter. I was
you
never
know,
going to be the fighter.
and somebody just wrote this. The man is selling his candidate. He's telling you what Mr. Cummings is capable of doing. And then somebody is writing this in the comment. Listen, you commenters, you gotta stop distracting us, man. You have to stop
You're saying
distracting
it's
the
called
guys.
feedback.
Let's hear
We
from
got to
you.
get feedback from those following the show.
Feedback is part of the communication process, right? Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Yes, you go ahead. I hope when another feedback comes while you're speaking, you will not have problem with it. Okay.
Well, just let me know if I'm doing much better this time around again. Like I said, the next time I'm going to be using my laptop instead of my phone. Am I much clearer?
Okay, somehow we can try to work with that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I apologize for that beginning. Going so I'm going to work on that. So for our listening audience out there, my name is Edwin Wawida Senior, and I am a member of the Unity Party USA Canada, specifically Minnesota chapter. We've had a conversation year in and year out about our country, and I always tell people this is not about our individual interest. It's about Liberia. Our people are struggling beyond imagination, and you have few handful of people who are enjoying the comfort, the resources, and everything that our country has. Liberia is not a full country, but it's because of the kind of people we have in leadership who think that by coming to power, everything that they never earned in their life, they are going to get it right now, and that's why they are working so hard. They cannot imagine, letting power go from them. So I come here tonight to join the thousands, if not the millions of voices out there, calling on well-meaning Liberians to join us to elect His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Nyeman Boakai and Jeremiah Bankun as
Why should anybody listening to you now elect Ambassador Boakai?
Well, there are a few fighters. One of them I will count on is his experience, his integrity. One of the things that is second Liberia, but we always complain about corruption, is because almost everybody who goes in the government in leadership is all about themselves. They want to enrich themselves, they want to empower their family, and you cannot find that in Ambassador Bakai's bloodstream. You will not see it in him. He did not do it for himself. He hasn't done it for his family member. He has not done it even for his children. He had the means. He had the opportunity, and that's one thing we see in him. So, just to close up, I don't know what I'm saying. I exhausted my 1 minute 30 seconds, but
you've exhausted that beyond.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm just calling on all Liberians out there to join us. Come October 10th. Let's vote number 2, and I can assure you that you will see a government inclusion. Kwame is going to be part of this thing. Gongolo is going to be part of this thing. Unlike the current government we have, if you are not a citizen, you cannot be in government. Trust me, you will see a government inclusion. Join us and let's vote Ambassador Joseph Nyeman Boakai as the next president of Liberia. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much. These commenters will not distract us. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure always to share our thoughts. Like I said, we call for good governance, and all of these things are lacking in our country: corruption, and, violence, human rights violations, and all these things are very pervasive in our society under the Weah government. That's why we said reject George Weah. And the best person to actually take the leadership of our country is a well-experienced statesman. He's an integrity icon, the man who served in the public sector. Imagine serving the public sector in Africa, in countries like Liberia, where people, who served LPRC. The man served LPRC, came from there. Other people came from there. They are millionaires today. It speaks to the fact that his issue on corruption, he has zero tolerance for corruption. And, he will not buy a private jet, from the Liberian people money. Joseph Numa Boaka, he will not do that because he have not done it. Joseph Boaka will not be going to the southeast and pass through Africa. That what the president is about to do, what Speaker Chimo have done, what Tubachi have done, what officials of the CDC government have done. No, Joseph Boaka will not do that. Joseph Boaka will not sit and take money, maybe in the name of bribing members of the legislature, because he's not going to send any bad documents there. Any document that will be sent there will be very transparent. Nobody will eat county development fund and go free. The law will take its course. He said on day one, people have to explain how they are leaving office. He left over 1 million plus with Joy Howard Taylor as vice president. When other people, they were found Marco way and get it up, but Joseph Boaka did not do that. He's an integrity person. And one of the things that continue to eat the fabric of our society is the issue of reckless corruption that is being very pervasive and visible. Even it's not corruption, it's looting under the Weah government. And human rights violation, corruption, all these things, they will come to an end. There will be proper accountability. So Joseph Yuma Boaka, he have done that. And all of the programs are being encapsulated in agriculture, in rule of law, education that is very key to achieving the sustainable development goals, and sanitation underpinned by GUEF, and a vibrant tourism sector. So I would like to say a very big thank you. Vote number 2. JMB continue his tour in Monserrado County. So I encourage our citizens, continue to reaffirm your commitment. Don't get intimidated. Don't be intimidated by what we have said. That they will rise. Jefferson Koji that said blood to blood. And all these things. So we are clear. Vote JMB. Don't be afraid. We have men on board. Thanks to Rescue 2. He continued his tour. I think he's in Ganta at the moment. And then we can tell you the rescue mother was in Buchanan. She spoke to the people and they rejected Weah. Everybody saw it. I hope my brother George, is following.
Thank you very much.
Weah was rejected. So we'd like to say thank you. Vote number 2. We got a few more days.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
former
sir.
President. Number 2,
thank you, sir.
Don't cheat elections, otherwise the Gabon situation will be repeated.
Thank you, sir. So we take Sylvester.
Okay. All of the parties, or all of the candidates, and all of the political parties that are in the race running against CDC, we already know CDC has failed us. But all of the parties that are running against CDC, you are government in waiting. You can't be doing the same thing that CDC is doing now and try to justify it by they are doing this, so we have to do this. Now, let me take UP for example. Let's say UP wins and they take the presidency, they take office. CDC will be on the defense. You will still have to, if these people win, people like Akaras Gray, Solomon George, or Dixon Sibo, all those people will still be there. You will want them to take Yaka Koruba approach? Absolutely no. Yaka Koruba is not being treated fair. We all understand that. It's the fact. But all these political parties need to stand by Yaka Koruba to bring meaningful interventions to see how Yaka Koruba can get what he deserves. He's not begging. He deserves it. It is right. But Yaka Koruba, some of his frustration comes from he's fighting alone. He's fighting a lone battle. No political parties to go sit by and say, Yaka Koruba, what's the problem? X, Y, Z. Okay, you know what, gentlemen? Let's pursue ECOWAS. Let's pursue let's go inquire why they're delaying with the Supreme Court judgment. And at least he feel that, Yaka calm down. We will take care of this. We're going to do X, Y, Z. He will calm down because his way of approach, that's how he knows how to do it. But it is not selling him well. So we need to stop this because tomorrow we don't want anybody that wins anyone to treat you like that.
Thank you very much. Toure?
Yes, thank you so very much, Nelson. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for doing this. Let me start off by saying this. Franklin D. Roosevelt, in his 1933 inaugural address, he said, let us not fear, but fear itself. Look, the thing we should be fearing, my people, is giving President George Minor Weah another 6 years. Everything, and I know everybody on this panel right now can agree when I say this. This is not a hit for the president. But brother, there's a reason why our parents sent us to school. Even if we are not living in Liberia, but we're feeling the impact of the raft that our people are subjected to in our country. We can go about, matter of fact, the Yeke Kolba situation is even coming as a distraction now to what we should be actually talking about.
Why should anybody elect?
And I totally agree I totally agree what my uncle said. Obviously, I'll disagree with him to a certain extent because those words, I'll not use them. But I also understand what he has been subjected to since this government came to power. Okay? We cannot ignore that. But let me tell you this. Why you should elect the president I'm supporting, the Honorable Tiawan Gonglo. You see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you this. Any country that does not understand or respect its own tenets of rules and regulations, that country not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. We all sit in a great United States today and say America is great. You know why America is great? You know what makes America great? America have all of its infections. But one thing that we cannot take for granted is the rule of law in this country that continue to guide this country from generation to generation. That former President Donald Trump today, in all his legal battles, that's serving as a deterrent. What the president have done is to violate rules and regulations time and time and time again with absolute comfort of impunity. Nobody saying anything. So is that kind of government we should give another 6 years to? Absolutely not.
Thank you.
All right. But let me say this with my remaining 30 seconds. Mani vau dinini mo bau adengere to ni vakam ne manji ture. Kana fanya. Jowi a masaya mini. Abi ma be. Asini tena na bena. Asini ngene fana tena na bena. Ngedo mi fola nye. A turu malon na. Chomo baya fola mako Tiawan Gonglo. Tiawan se Gonglo. Labiye. Momi kedo labiye la tala nyefe wole we. Aoke la vote la karokia mi nato ni nya fola manyituwa wuka mako October tele tan. Aota la vote la ay vote Tiawan Gonglo. Ay vote Tiawan Gonglo yede. Ba foanye na mvarangeta fola nyena. Ba foanye bi na fola kunu. Ba foanye bi mvarangeta fola sini. Karokia tele tan ay ta vote Tiawan Gonglo. Number 6.
Oh.
6.
Did you just show us number 9?
Number 6 can go in your dialect.
Toure. Thank you very much. So Remo, you close and then we'll take Sharif and then we'll go.
Our Liberian people, we are here again. We won't rest until we reach the finish line. And the finish line is on October 10th. Look, nobody hit George Weah. We gave George Weah more than he deserved. He's not prepared, never was prepared to be president. We give it to him. We made that mistake. All of us, not only sedition, we the Liberian people, because he's president of the country. But who are suffering? Everybody. Today I saw seditions at the party headquarters. They're not looking at people who he joined. So they won't check who voted for George Weah for the adjournment to come. Today, he's flying a private plane. Today, the homes he got, none of y'all got it, my people. All the houses that he built and the property he owned. The money he get, none of us even know. Because plenty of AA hiding.
20 seconds.
But what's happening?
And you are muted, Raymond.
I went for a minute and I went 70 seconds already, Nelson, or you just guessing the time?
No, you left for 20 seconds, Raymond.
No, Nelson, don't do that, man. You said 1 minute 30 seconds. I didn't even talk for 30 seconds.
Okay. So let's do the 1 minute. Let me set the timer because
please,
please. My brother still has 1 minute 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Are you borrowing him 10 seconds of the time? Okay.
So my people, let me get back to speaking to you, okay? This is so serious. The life of the Liberian people, that's what this election is about. Your living condition. It's time, and you deserve it. God have blessed us. We are a rich country. Don't let nobody tell you, say, just vote George Weah another 6 years. We know everything correct. No, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be sick and go to the hospital and you can't get drugs. You can't deserve it. I mean, you don't deserve it when you're a pregnant lady, go to JFK, give birth, and you can't go home with your child because you don't have money. We have so much in our country. Today, George Weah and his in-laws are looting our gold and diamond. You're not getting no revenue from it. And you suffer no roles.
Thank you.
It's time to elect a serious government, a government that will bring you what you deserve. And that is JMB, Joseph Yima Boaka. Why? He has served in government. He's prepared. He's been vice president. Please go and vote. And how can you do that? Please consider going to joeboaka.com. Some of us not even in Liberia, but we can donate. Those are in Liberia, please pledge to go and be a pool washer. Your $1, your $2, your $3, your $100, your $150, your $250 can make the difference. It's time to liberate the Liberian people.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Sheriff. Let's hear you.
My Liberian people, if you go to a hospital, you have a surgery has to be performed on you. Will you allow a student to come and operate you, or someone who has experience to operate you? Liberia is at a juncture where Liberia needs operation. Are we going to give it to an apprentice to come and operate Liberia? Or are we going to give it to someone who has done it, been there, and done there? This is why we're asking for you to vote Joseph Nyuma Boakai. Joseph Nyuma Boakai has been there, he's done it, and he's tried and tested. With Joseph Nyuma Boakai, he's not going to be guessing. He's going to build on from the past. Joseph Nyuma Boakai will be ready from the first day. This is what we're asking you to come and vote Joseph Nyuma Boakai. Joseph Nyuma Boakai has the honesty. Why? I finished. Bro, man, you take me off.
I got the timer set. I got the timer set.
Off track. I'm not even 30 seconds.
Okay, let's give you extra 30 seconds.
No, but you have to tell him when you finish, Sherry.
No, my brother, don't do
that.
You
have to tell you finish.
Don't do that to me.
You see, the United Party people here.
No, because I give him a why.
And now United Party telling me how I see and all that kind of thing. You know,
no,
United Party people here. You have full of situation and all that kind of thing. But let's give you 1 minute, Sheriff. Take 1 minute to wrap up. So let me set the timer now. So
like I said, my Liberian people, we need somebody who has experience Jason Yumabaka has the experience. This man, he's not corrupt. He cannot steal like the way the government is doing right now. Let me put in the simplest term. Jason Yumabaka is not going to take your money to run away. Jason Yumabaka will be there for you. You'll be able to get your pay on time. Jason Yumabaka, we build good schools for your children. We cannot waste another 6 years. Another 6 years, within 6 years, you can change your life around under good government. You can get bachelor degree and get master degree. You can start a business and be prosperous within 6 years. In 6 years, you can get married and born children in 6 year time. In 6 year time, with good government, you can build your own house by doing your small businesses. 6 years is a long time. And we have less than 40 days. Let's go and vote Joseph Yuma Boakai. The reason why I don't want for you to vote for CDC is because of this. Because of CDC, all your children today, they're all affected by drugs. The schools are not good. They are not up to standard. Our hospitals are not good. We cannot go visit our family there in the villages.
Thank you, sir.
Because the roads are not good.
Thank you, sir.
I don't robot too much in our country.
Thank you, sir.
Simple English. I don't robot too much.
Thank you, sir.
We need security. We need good food.
Thank you, sir.
You all hear me, my people?
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you.
Number 2 on the ballot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
So,
Sherry.
so Sherry is the new self-regulator now.
Yes,
the man telling you.
That's my Unity Party brothers here. That's Raymond do it, Jerry do it, Sherry do it.
Yeah.
You know, ANC people, we know that. That's why we want to bring new systems.
How about LPP? We don't say anything.
Talk for yourself. Talk for yourself.
So today you say your presidential candidate is at number 9, right? Number 9 on the ballot.
You see, Nelson, all the people in the comment, they all saying that you didn't allow me to talk.
Don't mind the commenters.
No, they're right. They're right. You didn't allow me to talk.
The people say I sedition already. Then you say so, but at the end of the day,
Nelson, please learn to take feedback from your audience. You're here because of the audience. Well, other audience,
we appreciate them. We appreciate the commenters.
Feedback from you.
We appreciate. Oh, so the other feedback we should take it, but the other feedbacks we
take feedback from your audience. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to everyone tonight for showing up. I see Mobile wants to come back while he's driving, so we can't get him coming on while he's in the car, while he's moving and so forth. But I want to say it was a great show. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you to Ray. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
Yes, you had 3 more minutes to what time? To that will make us 3 hours. Can we just go another round again for like 30 seconds, please?
No. It's 4 a.m. here. 19 minutes past 4 a.m. Or let's make it 21 minutes past 4 a.m. here. So we can go in and round again. We're done. I see mobile. What you say?
My man.
I feel scared. You know, we don't even. Yeah. Okay.
But thinking about that, reaching home, man. I tell you my other fact.
Okay.
But I mean, thank you for the show. But we'll be here again Monday. Yeah. No, Saturday. We have Saturday.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, we have tomorrow.
Yeah, today. Today we'll be on again. My brother Nelson.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Sandy.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Sandy.
We appreciate it.
My man, you gotta cross over. We need you gotta cross over, my man.
Go Liverpool.
Thank you, guys.
Barcelona.
My man, we'll flog you there, man. We'll flog you Arsenal Vida Sunday. Don't worry about it.
Forget it.
Let me take all I have for on the team. Say,
thank you so much.
If we don't vote, just send Baka, we'll have
you said the team for more than 3 hours.
Just send Baka. Number 2.
Number 2.
Rescue your country, sweet Liberia.
The man will keep a government of inclusivity.
Integrity.
But you just said.
Show after show.
You see my man, to find your forgot what I meant. Number, he said number 9.
I didn't say number 9. I'm trying to figure out my finger, my man. And it's not coming, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Vote just number 2 on the ballot.
Number 2. Don't forget.
Sheriff, I think you just have to make one music now with it.
Ray, that was number 2. Ray, number 2.
Nelson, may history judge you, man. May history be kind to you, my brother. Thank you, my man. Thank you for all you're doing, bro.
Ray, let's see your number 2.
Nelson, I will hear you later today, yeah?
Yeah.
Break your fingers.
Right now, after a 12,
past president,
Gentlemen, we gotta go. Thank you very much, folks. We want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to us. All these gentlemen here, they are all Unity Party partisans. I will take all of them off from the studio so we can go, because you know the guys are stubborn from the Unity Party. If I'm taking from here, we don't go today. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate you. You can join us tomorrow for another edition of the program, The Late Night Show on Spoon. Thanks to all of you, our viewers. Those of you who take up your time to watch us, to listen to us, our ardent followers. We appreciate you a whole lot. Now, I know a lot of you try calling in. During the call-in segment, you want to make your contribution, but sometimes it's difficult. We have so many people calling in. So it's difficult getting everyone in all at the same time, but we want you to know that we appreciate you. Even if we don't take your calls, just know that we appreciate the fact that you follow the show. You can join us tomorrow. Yes. The Spoon Talk will be on 8 p.m. Liberian time. Or what? 4 p.m., right? Yeah. Eastern time and according to your time zone, but just know that it's 8 p.m. Liberian time. And we'll be here with the late night show again. Yes, 1 a.m. Liberian time. Hopefully, we'll start sooner. Until that time, have for yourselves a good day. My name is Nelson Colette, and I'd like to say bye-bye for now.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon, and your boy, Friday the Southern Band, Charges on the beat.